This is the best possible start for Bards as a solo, guildless, no friend having, no grouping required player. I am so sick of every guide telling me to group. I'm not going to do it. This guide will get you to level 8 with best in-slot weapons before level 10 that you can craft on your own, requiring no luck, all done solo. In order to follow this guide, your starting region must be the Divine Gateway of the Dunes in Kel. Don't listen to what other people are saying. The Anvil's starting region, even though it's a work in progress, is more streamlined, more efficient, faster, better for gathering, better for crafting. The quests are easier to do and faster and more efficient. There's better grind spots. There's less players, less competition up here. You can always go down later and do the Riverlands if you want to join your friends or whatever, but the best starter zone is the Dunes in Kel, and it's only going to get better as the game develops. So once you spawn in, you need to swap out your focus, which is your offhand, with your scepter, which just increases your magic power for a bit, with a shield. It's very important to get a shield because you're going to be doing some face tanking, and it's going to make your survivability massively jump up. So in order to do that, you're going to go over here. Right when you spawn in, just look at this left stone pillar, and next to this stuff is a rusty shield. You're going to pick up the rusty shield, then open your inventory and just right click it, and that's going to swap out your focus. You can then toss the focus. You won't need it. And again, what that does is that's going to give you a little bit extra defensive stats, but it's going to give you a chance to block. Block chance is very, very important because we will be face tanking a lot of mobs when we mass AoE pull. So this gives us a 15.5% block chance with 25% physical damage reduction, which is insane for a single item. The focus that we throw away increases our damage by like 1 or 2. It's really not worth it. Another thing that I recommend that you do as a bard is your hotkey tip. Now, you can play whatever instrument you want. I've always picked fiddle, but I'm going to try drums this time. And what I don't recommend that you do is that you use the default quick wit. If you drag this skill to your hotbar, if you select an enemy, it will turn into the mock or the tomato icon. And if you target yourself, it will turn into the jest icon. So what you want to do instead is you want to have separate hotkeys. And the reason why... And this is how you do it. You got to click this button to highlight it, highlight that, and then hit confirm. This does not cost skill points. But what this will do is that Jest will always cast Jest, which is your healing spell, on yourself if you have an enemy targeted. And then Mock, just put it on another hotkey, and this is if you want to hit the enemy with Mock, which you rarely will use. This is more of a single target attack, or to if you don't need to heal yourself, this is what you would use instead. And so you don't want to rely on a button that does both, because then you have to target yourself to heal, and that's 2 extra button pushes. So let's say you have the enemy targeted, and I don't have an enemy here to target, but let's say I'm targeting this guy, and I need to heal myself. So normally you'd have to target yourself, then push the heal button. But because I have a separate hotkey for just the heal spell, when I'm fighting this guy, I don't have to target myself and turn off my auto attack or mess up my targeting. I can just cast the heal spell while targeting. Well, if he was an enemy, it would not heal him, it would heal me instead. So it just makes combat that much smoother and that much easier. Also, a disclaimer. Bard is the single class in the game that has the slowest kill speed at low levels. At high levels, that is still being debated, but at low levels, Bard is the slowest killing class. This is the class as a solo player that you will be leveling slower than everyone else. Also, disclaimer, Bards are mostly just mana batteries. They aren't like top tier healers over clerics or anything of the sort. They're necessary in groups. Now, if you are purely a solo player, no friends, no guild, and you don't plan to join a guild or have friends, don't play a Bard. There is infinitely better choices for you to play. I have class guides for all of the other classes completed, so please go watch one of those videos. But if you still insist on being a Bard, this video is just for solo players. I will not be grouping with anyone. I will not be talking or teaching about group play. None of that exists. All this video is how to kill enemies as fast as possible, level up as quick as you can, and get some good weapons so that you can blast through weaker mobs. Another few disclaimers. Bard is somewhat bugged with its class mechanics, requiring you to log in and out or to mount and dismount to unbug it. If you fight any mob that stuns you or trips you, it resets your melodies, which I'll talk about later, and it becomes very problematic for your entire grinding session. So you cannot grind mobs that have a knockdown or a stun, unfortunately, very comfortably. You can, it's just a pain in the butt. So for those still with me, let's continue. The optimal quest route is we are going to run forward, and we have two NPCs in front of us. They have a red diamond with some text bubbles. We're going to talk to Gatewatcher Stonebeard, and we are going to choose Might and Industry. This will send us on the Hammer Rest path, which is a more optimal path with better gathering and better grinding spots and faster questing than the other path, which is the Bonfire. So to show you on the world map what this means, we are going to be going east out here to Hammer Rest, and then eventually we're going to go south to Hammer Rest Trade Outpost, and the video will end around Veinbreaker Mines. Whereas if you chose the other path, it would take you over here to the Bonfire Trade Outpost, and the Nexus Regulator, which this area, while it's fine, it's slower, it's less efficient, you don't want to go that route. So that means we will be traveling east towards the quest marker, which is right here. The first quest in the game wants us to kill 5 empty Clayborns. These are just regular little statue mobs. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some destiny quests as we kill these guys. Now it looks like sometimes the NPCs, the guards, like bug and they kind of camp the mobs a bit. So you want to run past most of these guys if that's the case, and fight the ones in the far back. Because if you tag a mob, the guards will save you, and you won't get kill credit. So that's why I'm running all the way to the back, so I can farm these Clayborn instead. Alright, so here are the Destiny quests that we want to knock out right away on this very first quest. What a Destiny quest is, if you push the L button, it'll open the Destinies. You can also click it here in the bottom and click Destinies, if you forget the L button. You have First Steps and Novice Combat, which has you do a bunch of things like perform weapon combos and do dodges. And so we're going to do that right now. So I'm going to just push my sprint button out of combat, and now my character is sprinting. There we go. You'll see a pop-up that says Destiny Objective Complete. So when I open this menu, you'll see Novice Combat is now 1 out of 8. We have this here, use Sprint. That'll give me a reward. We don't want to claim these rewards just yet, because when we kill these Clayborn at level 1, as long as we are level 1, they will drop some food rations, these little clay chunks. But as soon as we hit level 2, they stop dropping them. So, we don't want to claim any rewards until we're level 2, essentially. That way we get more items. So, what we're going to do now is just knock everything out on the list here. We're going to attack 10 times with melee, so I'm just going to run up and start bashing on these dudes. Now, remember, at early levels as a bard, you're going to get hit pretty hard here. You're just going to cast Jest, and that's going to cast a heal on yourself. You're going to be doing that every time it's off cooldown, and you only cast Mock if you're very close to full HP. This way you can keep your health up, and you can be fine. So we can see here that that completed the perform weapon combo attacks with a melee weapon 10 times. We can also loot these guys, again, for the red clay chunks. We're going to go ahead and eat one of these. These things aren't worth much. You have to wait till you're out of combat, though. And then your character will sit down, and then once you get the little food buff up here that says Feasting, you know you got it. Destiny Objective Complete, all right? Next up, we're going to switch to our ranged weapon, which is the Book, and we're just going to hit them with 10 of these ranged attacks. And the cool thing about the Book is that it does splash damage. Now, of course, our melee weapon cleaves, but this one does splash damage. So we're going to, heal ourselves. We're going to hit him with these weapon combos, and there we go. Destiny Objective Complete. Next up, we're going to, if you look at the list, Sprint, we did that. We need to dodge 3 times. So we're going to do a dodge roll there, do a dodge roll there, because we're in combat. And we need more stamina for that last dodge roll. So I'm at 30, 35, 40, 45, and I'm going to kill this guy before I get the dodge roll. So I will have to do that for this pull. So I'm going to pull this guy now, make sure I'm healing myself, do another dodge roll. And now I'm going to block 3 times. So I'm just going to push the block button. You don't have to actually block the attack. Just mash your block button. Alright, and then there we go. We have completed the whole list, and what that looks like now is 5 out of 8 on Novice Combat and 1 out of 8 on First Steps. So when we kill this guy, we're going to throw a tomato at him. There we go. We're level 2. Now we can go in here and we can claim all these little rewards, because they won't drop those the clay food items anymore. So we're just going to click each of these little stars and click claim. There we go. Now, on Novice Combat, we also can claim this Adventurer's Health Kit by clicking the claim button up here. There we go. And, yeah, we're going to loot these guys. Now, we killed 5, so we've completed the quest. And so now what we need to do is run to this quest objective up ahead. Now, you could keep grinding here, but it's really not worth doing. Did I not claim all the rewards? Okay, yeah, there we go. Loot 5 items. That's another one. We'll go ahead and claim that. And then we get a glint. We'll claim that. Glint is how we make money. More on that in a bit whenever we get to some vendors. But what we're going to do now is run to the next quest objective. You don't need to kill these empty Clayborn. They are They're not worth grinding on. They give crappy XP. They have crappy drops. There's better enemies up ahead. You would be wasting your time killing these guys. I see new players all the time. I see streamers that will, like, kill these things until level 4 or 5. You don't want to do that. There's really no reason to do it. Now, when you get to this NPC, we are going to, of course, turn in the quest to get the follow-up. And we have an item received. This is an amulet. We're going to equip this right away. By equipping the amulet, that completes a novice combat, which it has not updated for some reason. So sometimes the novice combat gets a little bugged. See, it says equip a necklace. We're just going to unequip and re-equip it if that's the case, so that the game updates. And if it still doesn't update, you could relog. Yeah, it's, come on, I literally equipped the necklace, guys. Alright, so I'm going to relog and unbug this. Like, sometimes servers get buggy. Just relog and see if it fixes it. Alright, there we go. I relogged, I unequipped, re-equipped it. It now works. We are now 6 out of 8, so we can claim this reward. And we can claim this reward, which is a lost weapons chest. This is why I'm so adamant about it, okay? So, in this case, we can choose a scepter. That's a small upgrade, or we can choose a lost spellbook, which is a bigger upgrade. So we're going to choose the lost spellbook. Go ahead and equip that, and this musty spellbook, we can throw it away. You can't sell it, so you might as well just trash it. Also, this adventurer's health kit, go ahead and just pick whatever you want. I'm going to pick the health salve. These work as healing potions, which can sometimes become useful, but we're going to continue to follow the quest route and run to the next NPC. If you aggro mobs, you don't have to stop and clear them. There are guards up ahead. They will kill the mobs that are chasing you, so don't worry about it. When we reach the NPC, we're going to turn in the quest, get the follow-up. There we go. And we got a mount. I'll talk about the mount in a bit, but we're going to backtrack now, talk to this NPC, turn in the quest, and then we are going to talk to this orb thing and attune to it. There we go. And this is a respawn point. You don't have to attune to it, but it will allow you to teleport back here from any range in the game, whereas if you don't attune to it, you can only respawn there if you died near it. Alright, then we're going to go back to the original NPC, turn in the quest, get the follow-up, there we are. And now we are going to run ahead, and we need to kill a stone woke automata, which are these little robot scorpion guys. And sometimes these right here will just aggro the guards, but what I'm going to do is, they're really easy to kill, just throw a tomato at them. Try to deal as much damage before the guard runs up and one-shots them. But that happens. So again, it's all about damage here. These things are not dangerous. They will shield themselves. Just bash on them. Hope the guard doesn't one-shot them just like they did. If so, just go deeper in. There's more of these guys. Again, just smash. You only need to kill 1 to 2 usually, and you'll get the quest item drop. But as a bard, our DPS is very, very low. And the guard did it again. There's no reason that thing should have died that fast. Anyway, these things are scattered all along the hallway. So, here's Archaeologist Hatcher. Make sure to talk to him. Get the quest. Alright. And he wants us to dust off this board. And sometimes it bugs. It just bugged for me. It just auto-completed. But normally you hit F. It has a progress bar, which disappeared on me. But once the progress bar completes, you clean the board. Talk to Archaeologist Hatcher again to turn it in. Okay. And don't forget. So, anyway, we still need to kill one of these automatas and get their loot. So, I'm going to work on that now. Alright, there we go. We got the quest item, and now we're going to move along to the next NPC. And I know we have a mount. We've got some levels. You know, I'm going to be talking about that in a bit. Just hold your horses, dang it. But here's Ash. We're going to turn in this quest and get the follow-up. There we go. That should ding us level 3. If not, you might be level 2 and 90%. It doesn't matter if you're not level 3 yet. It's fine. But this quest wants us to pick up a crate. Do not pick up the crate yet. This could put you in real danger, okay, to griefers. So now I'm going to explain how death and the world and how mounts work in this game. Alright, so death mechanics. We're going to start with death mechanics. When you die in Ashes of Creation, you will drop... when you die, you will have a 25% trash rate on all of your materials. That means anything in these resource bags will, 25% of them gone, just absorbed into the ether. The other 25% will be dropped on the ground in a pile of ashes, which is your corpse. Other players can loot your corpse and take your items, flagging them as a criminal for like 3 to 5 minutes. If you get back to your corpse, you can get back that 25% of dropped loot. However, the other 25% is gone forever. Besides that, also, when you die, you go into what's called experience debt. You do not lose experience when you die. You instead incur a debt, which is a red mark on your experience bar, and that red mark shows how much experience you need to earn to repay the debt. So you cannot earn experience points until you pay off the experience debt. At a low level, if you die, it's only like a few mobs worth of experience, which you can just, pull 2 mobs and kill them, and then you're debt free. But at very, very high levels, you could, if you die a bunch of times, you could go into as high of a debt of like 200,000 experience points, which could take you hours of grinding to pay back. So it's very important that you don't die in this game. Do everything you can to not ever die. And this does not matter if a mob kills you or a player. It does not matter what kills you. Fall damage, anything. Okay, if your internet gets cut out and then you log in and you're dead for some reason. Whatever kills you is going to incur the debt and trash your loot and put loot on the ground for others to yoink. Alright? Next up is mounts. While doing these quests, we have gotten ourselves a mount, the Hammer Ram. Make sure that you hotkey your mount. It's very important. This is how you're going to survive bad pulls, gankers, and just overall crappy situations. By hotkeying your mount, you can quickly summon it. This puts your mount in the game world. It has its own health bar. As you can see, like when I move my text down a bit, you can see it has 700 HP. It's level 1. And this thing will aggro mobs. Players can kill this. And fall damage can kill this as well, okay? So when you're on your mount, you push a button to mount up, and then you have a little dash ability. It's very important that you learn how to mount up quickly and dash away whenever you are in a bad situation. Very, very important, alright? But also note that if you were to jump off a high cliff and your mount lands, the mount will die, and you will survive and take no fall damage. Now, when a mount dies, it incurs a 10-minute timer until you can summon it again. To get around this, well, don't let your mount die, but you can have multiple mounts, and you can just summon a different mount in the meantime. Now, one trick in Alpha is that you can actually unsummon your mount as you are falling, and when you unsummon your mount, you will hop off the back, losing all of your momentum from falling. The mount will take no fall damage, and you can unsummon, or you can resummon it as soon as you're on the ground. So, again, that'll probably be fixed, but for now, it's something you can do. Now, if you just push the mount or dismount button, which is default G, I believe, your mount will remain in the world. If you push the summon mount skill button that you have hotkeyed, and you absolutely should hotkey this, I don't want to see you like I see streamers, they open their inventory to summon their mount every time. Just don't do that. Get used to pushing a hotkey. If you push your hotkey, the mount will run away, and eventually it will disappear. This will prevent players from ganking and killing it, or mobs if it has aggro. If it's in combat, you can still unsummon it. So there you go. Now, the reason I am telling you all of this is because this quest wants us to pick up a trade pack. And trade packs they go on your back like this. Now, what that just did is removed our PvP protection. And it made us real slow. So if a griefer is here, they could beat us up. There's no guards around to save us. But you may be thinking, why don't you just summon a mount and then you will go faster? No, you do not go, even with dash. You will not move faster with a trade pack on your back. Didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Let me move that over there. At level 3, Bards get a skill called Flourish, which lets you do like a power rock and roll slide forward on your knees. Pretty cool looking, right? And that's one way to move forward pretty quickly. The other way to move forward quickly with a trade pack besides sprinting is to do a combat dodge roll. So this is why I recommend that you just combat dodge roll on your way to the NPC and turn in the quest. But be aware, anytime you pick up a backpack or a trade pack, you are vulnerable to being ganked. It removes your PvP protection. Another thing, too, is that your PvP protection is gone after level 10. After level 10, you aren't protected anymore. Sorry, time to grow up, kiddo. But another thing, too, is, well, let me go ahead and get over here and turn this in real quick. Whenever you turn in a trade pack or you stop carrying a trade pack, it does take about 3 to 5 minutes, I don't know the exact timer, for your PvP protection to return. The icon is a white dove, and it does share a buff icon with a few other things. If you are in a settlement with a buff, that dove icon may show experience gain or some other such stats. So don't look at that and think you're safe, okay? Because you're not. Now, let's explain the world. Ashes of Creation is a sandbox MMORPG. This is not a theme park. A theme park MMORPG would be like World of Warcraft. You have Orgrimmar and Stormwind and Undercity and all those big towns where all the crafting stations are and all the players kind of gather. Whereas in Ashes of Creation, all the towns besides the novice starter zones are player created. So we're going to be working our way here to Hammer Rest. And this has a bunch of novice crafting stations that lets us craft crappy gear from levels 1 to 10, and do some very basic refining, and that's it. Then we make our way to Hammer Rest Trade Outpost, again, another novice area, and that's all we get. For anything else, it is player created. You have different settlements around the world. So we have like Vlau Gadim, we have whatever, I don't know how to say these words. Cal Torham, right? These are all different cities, and they are player made. You vote for a mayor, and there's a whole like citizenship system, which I'm not going to talk about in this video, but that's after you reach level 10, you can choose to do that. Think of it like a faction or something, okay? Kinda, sorta. But you can see here, I'm on an established server that's been around a while, and this city is built up. It's got walls, it's got a bunch of different empty plots, public works, marketplace, you got a smithy, and so on. And players build this up, they help, contribute to this. Every town is player built, essentially, besides the starter novice little baby tutorial zones, okay? But also, the world is massive. This is the Dunzenkill starter zone, or the Anvils. And if we were to ride all the way to the other starter zone, which is all the way down here, right here, this is the Riverlands, this is the other starter zone, it would take 1 real-life hour of traveling on our mount to get there. Not on foot, but on a mount. So the world is massive, the world is big, it is not small, you cannot run across the continents like in World of Warcraft Vanilla in like 10 minutes or whatever, 20 minutes, I don't know how long it takes, but you get the idea. With that said, let's talk about gearing as well. So as you do these starter quests, you're going to be getting these loot chests that let you choose a reward. The rewards have you choose from light, medium, and heavy armor. So light armor gives you magic defense, and it usually gives you caster stat boosts, like wisdom. Medium armor gives you physical, sometimes magical stats. It gives you a mix of physical and magic defense. Heavy armor, or plate armor, gives you mostly physical stats as well, and all physical defense. For levels 1 to 10, there is only like 2 different caster mobs that we would have to worry about, so building defense for those 2 mobs isn't really worth it, unless you're a glass cannon and you want all the magical stats possible. But as a bard, you are not a glass cannon. You are the lowest DPS class in the game, bar none. Unfortunately, that's the truth. I'm sorry, that's just how it is from early levels. At higher levels, it's still being debated, okay? But at low levels, and again, once you're high levels, you're going to have replacement gear anyway. But for levels 1 to 10, you are going to choose heavy armor. And the reason why is that you have to face tank a lot of mobs if you want to grind efficiently and quickly. And so the physical defense combined with your shield is going to pair up very nicely, whereas if you want light armor for extra magical stats, you're only going to get a few points of bonus damage and a little bit of extra healing, which is not better than the massive amount of defense you're going to get from heavy armor. So make sure that for all of these chest rewards, you're going to choose heavy armor, and I will do that now. And you can see here, common heavy armor. So just look for the physical defense, okay? And then we're going to be putting all of those on. There we go. And then doop, doop, doop. We can throw out that Adventurer's Garb shirt. We don't need that anymore, and it can't be sold. So you can see now I have a little bit of bonus health now. I can go ahead and, well, target myself and heal it because I had if you target an NPC, you will heal them instead. But when you target an enemy, it will always heal you. You can't heal the enemy. Now, the next quest wants us to collect heart stones from Claiborne Guardians. In this room, the Claiborne Guardians on our left, which are dead at the moment, they respawn every like 20 seconds, so no big deal. The ones on the left do not drop this quest reward. However, the ones on the right do drop this quest reward. Oh, this guy might die. This guy is getting low. Oh, he's a bard. Oh, no. Oh, he overpulled. Uh-oh. Let's see if he dies. Anyway, the ones on the right will drop the quest reward. And what I recommend that you do also is when you click on one of the Claiborne Guardians, as a bard, do not fight the level 4s. Only fight level, like this one's level 4 with 500 HP. This one is level 3 with 310 HP. For now, it's a real pain in the ass to kill these things. You only want to fight the level 3s. As a bard, you are the slowest killing character in the game. And, yeah, it's, like this level 3 guy, he is struggling, bro. He might go down. He's probably dead. Even though his life bar isn't moving, we can only see it in quadrants. So, yeah, he's dead. Womp womp. I guess I could kind of show... Oh, yeah, the text was in the way. Yeah, there's his ash pile, so I could go ahead and loot this and become a criminal. Okay, Rosie's level 7. That character might kill me if I loot this. But I can still peek at the loot. Let's take a little peek. What you got on there? Chronic? 4 dull glint, not worth the criminal status. No thanks, that's 40 copper. Yeah, no thanks, I'm not doing that. Anyway, at level 3, you have an ability to choose. Now, every Bard guide I've ever looked at has it wrong. They all have it wrong, especially the furry, okay? Especially that guy. That guy is like talking when you're level 15 and 20 and stuff. No. We're levels 1 to 10 right now. And also, during the alpha, it's free respec. You don't have to, like, go on a quest or pay money to respec. You can just change your skills at any time. It's not a big deal. You're going to choose Menacing Melody as your ability. This is going to increase your damage by 10%, which is going to increase your kill speed. Alright, very, very important. Now, for your first ability, you're going to choose Maddening Dance. This is just arcane damage, a big AoE in front of you. It's the best one out of everything you could choose. Alright, and yeah, there's some heal stuff, there's some AoE there that we can do. We're going to get those eventually. Just for now, at level 3, that's what we're going, is Maddening Dance. But also, we have weapon skills to go over. So, on your Rusty Scepter, you can go with Daze or Stagger. I recommend Daze because it will slow the cast time of enemy mobs' abilities. That's why we're going Daze. And then for your Spellbook, we're going to go Burning, so we just deal more damage. For Stamina, you can pick any of these, it doesn't matter. I just picked the Stamina one. These aren't very important until very, very high levels anyway, so don't worry too much about the choices here. And you can always undo them if you want. Again, free respec in the alpha. So I recommend just fighting one at a time. You could do 2 at a time, but here is how you're going to open. You're gonna use Mock. You're gonna throw the tomato. You're gonna go hit the second guy. Make sure they're only level 3. Alright, get both in front of you. Do your Maddening Dance so that you hit both. Now, I forgot to actually cast Menacing Melody, so I need to cast that. Now, for the rest of the fight, you're gonna cast Jest on yourself so that you can keep yourself topped up and healed. And with this combo, with this gear, you should be able to smash them down pretty quick. It's still going to be very, very slow until we're level 5. Alright, so just keep that in mind. Keep casting Jest on yourself when it's off cooldown. And whenever Maddening Dance is off cooldown, you would cast that. And you will melt these guys. Now, if you pull the level 4 Clayborns, go ahead and kill them, but it's going to take almost twice as long, alright? And by the way, even though the ones on the left aren't dropping the quest item, we can eventually go over and pull them because we need to grind on these guys. And yes, I'm having a lag spike right now. We need to grind on these guys, okay, until we are level 4 and 25%. It used to be level 4 and 50%. It is now level 4 and 25%. There's no reason to stay any longer because we need to go and advance our main story quest and get a bunch of gear upgrades. Alright, so there we go. Also, be aware as you grind these guys, you're going to start completing some of your destinies, so make sure that you claim the rewards, because that's going to help you level up even faster. Right, so I'm getting like 500 XP there, 200 there. We can claim that, which is a health kit. And again, just keep mashing your abilities when they're off cooldown. And there you go. I can go and tomato this guy for some damage. Go ahead and loot this. And yeah, so now that we have another weapon skill level up, I can go ahead and show you that. So, on your Rusty Scepter, you're going to choose the one that has Deadly Finisher Trigger Chance. Go ahead and pick that. For your Lost Spellbook, same thing. Deadly Finisher Trigger Chance. I don't know why they're like in different spots. That's kind of... They'll fix it eventually. It's an alpha, don't worry about it. As a bard, be aware of your Menacing Melody cast bar. If you see that disappear, you have to recast this, and it will disappear anytime you are stunned or knocked down. Okay, that's a level 4. We don't want it. We don't want the level 4. We're gonna try. You can try pulling more than 2, right? Let's go ahead and pull 3. There we go. 2. That's a level 4. We don't want him. That's a level 3. You can also do range pull. You don't have to pull with melee, right? So there we go. We're gonna go ahead and do our little dance. I didn't heal myself first, so it is what it is. But again, just keep healing yourself, keep cleaving with your scepter, and keep maddening dancing every time it's off cooldown, and you'll eventually get to level 4. Also, in this zone, I do not recommend that you go into the middle and grind the Laborers, because they have a knockdown spell, and that will cancel your Menacing Melody, and it's just annoying to recast. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. And again, I know the grind is slow. It's going to be slow as Bard. This is the slowest class to level early on in the game. Later on, it's debatable, but right now, it is the slowest class. By the way, pro tip for restoring your HP and mana quickly, besides healing yourself, if you're out of combat, you can push X to sit down. Once you do that, you will get this little resting stat bonus here, regenerating health and mana per second, and that just helps you recover faster between pulls. You shouldn't need it, though. Alright, so at level 4, you're going to choose Chilling Lament AoE. And go ahead and lock that in, and put it on a button that you like to push. And there you go. So now, after you cast Maddening Dance, you will then cast Chilling Lament. And this will deal ice damage to everything in front of you. And for these Guardians, when they get when ice spells hit them, it lowers their regeneration and their stats a bit because they're made of clay, so they hate the cold. That's just how it is. And it'll speed up your clears just a tiny bit, but not by much. But what you need to do now at level 4, grind to 25%. Also at level 4, if you've been putting your weapon points in properly, and the game didn't bug out, then your novice combat should be 8 out of 8. You can go ahead and claim that reward, and then claim this for a ranged weapon chest. Open the ranged weapon chest and choose the Wanderer's Tome of Spells. This is a massive upgrade from what we have, over double the power. And the way weapons work in Ashes of Creation, it does for your weapons and your offhand besides shields, your power from your weapons combine into your total attack power, in a sense. Like, your abilities scale off both of your weapons, not the weapon you have currently pulled out. The only exception is a shield. You cannot block with a shield if it is not currently pulled out. So you can't be a ranged attacker and block unless you're using a wand. Alright, that's the only way to block as a ranged attacker currently in the game as far as I know. But a focus, you will still get the stat boost from the focus regardless of if you have your book out or scepter, doesn't matter. But there is no way early game to get a strong focus. In early game, we need as much tankability as possible to grind as fast and as efficiently as possible. So now that we're level 4, don't fear the Clayborns anymore. You can pull a whole bunch, right? And you can pull the level 4 ones. So I'm going to pull 2, 3, let's pull 4, let's pull 5. And again, we're going to be hitting way harder now because we have that spell book. And so, again, our rotation is Maddening Dance. And yes, they are going to hit pretty hard, but as long as we keep the heals, we're fine. And then we're going to cast Chilling Lament, and that's going to AoE everything and chill them out. And that's pretty much it. Just keep casting heals on yourself, frontal cleaving with your scepter, and dancing and chilling whenever you get a chance. I'm going to pull too many here, and we'll use this as an escape example if necessary, or maybe I can take them on. Let's try it. So this is 7. There's multiple level 4s also in this group. But yeah, see, we're able to kind of tank them right now, even though they're kind of starting to gain on me on HP, but we can start killing them eventually, right? And again, we're just going to keep bashing into them. And again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 7 on top of me right now. I know, that's a lot for a bard to handle. But, hey, we're holding our ground. We're not even half HP yet. We got our second Maddening Dance going. They're going to start dropping down here and getting easier to kill. Go ahead and chill to weaken them a bit. There we go. And again, now we've dropped below half HP. So again, pull as many as you think you can handle. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about how, if you overpull, how do you escape as a bard? You've got plenty of options. You're pretty slippery. You're a mobility class. That's kind of how it works. But yeah, oh yeah, we can absolutely take on these 7. And oh, well, we got to respawn. This is why you don't want to kill them while they're on their spawn. Or maybe you do. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can take this one. I'm going to skip ahead to when these are all dead. Alright, so let's pretend that you just pulled a bunch of mobs that you cannot win against. So what you want to do is hit them with Chilling Lament so that they are chilled and slowed. Then you want to double dodge roll away, and then you want to double flourish away. And then you want to mount up and dash away. And if you can help it, you can use your mount to kind of like, double jump up to a high ledge. And if they don't have a ranged attack, then they will drop aggro immediately. Otherwise, just keep riding away until you get away from the horde. Now, I'm level 4 and 28%, but you can stop at 25%, and that will get us to level 5. And the reason why we want to be level 5 is it will unlock Adventuring, Crafting, Gathering, and Processing Destinies. And the main story quest is going to have us, by the time we get there, do those things. And so we don't want to be working towards the main story quest and not getting credit in the Destinies. Be aware there's elevators here, and luckily the door's open, but okay, I missed it. Dang. Well, this is bad. So I actually aggroed some enemies, and they can actually run through these gates and get us. Yeah, watch. See, they'll just go through the gate. The elevator, don't worry, the elevator won't crush us or anything, but if you pulled way more mobs than you can handle or you're low HP, this could be trouble, but, we'll be alright. We can just go ahead and kill these guys. But it's something you just should be aware of. There's also an NPC outside that will teleport you to the top if the elevators aren't working. Or if you have pulled a bunch of mobs and you can talk to the NPC very quickly, then you can get to safety. Because if you teleport to the top, the mobs generally don't follow you through the floor. They have once in a video that I did, but other than that, generally they'll just de-aggro and leave. But in this case, you know, it's only 3 mobs. We can absolutely take them out. Not a problem. Now, this next NPC has us do a little bit of healing with a quest item called, was it Healing Salve? Now, we are not using our own healing salves. We are using a quest item called Healing Salve instead. So don't think that we're you know, donating our precious potions to NPCs. That's simply not, that's not what's happening. By the way, I also want to mention something else if you did not notice, and it's very important. As a bard, and this is a pain in the ass. I swear it didn't used to do this. Every time you mount up and dismount, you lose your melody, so you have to recast this. And at level 5, you have to have your melody up to deal tons of damage. See, look, I'm gonna go ahead and mount. Well, this hallway is bugged. The mounts don't like to be summoned here for some reason. I'm just gonna slide through it. And towards the end of the hallway, you can summon it. But see, when I mount up, my melody is now gone. I have to recast it. It's a real pain in the butt. All right. Now, this elevator, same deal. There's no enemies on this floor, but if you teleport to the top, sometimes it puts you behind the gate. This time it didn't, but just be aware, you'll have to wait for the gate to open anyway. Even if the elevators aren't working, the gates still open and close. So, yeah. Anyway, we are now here at Hammer Rest. And if the icons don't show, close and reopen your map, and now they'll show up, okay? So don't think you're lost. Yes, it's pitch black. It's an alpha. They'll fix the map eventually. But we're going to talk to Commander Dune's Chasm, and there we go. Get the quest, get the follow-up. And what we're going to do now is we are going to then run up these little stairs here, and we're going to go into this room. And this area is real easy to figure out. It's just a bunch of crafting stations and rooms linked to stairways. We're going to talk to Provisioner Hammersong and get the next quest, which is to craft a bag. Also, that puts us at level 5. All right, and level 5 is a huge jump in damage. I just want to mention, I'll talk about that and how that works in a bit. But there's a few other things that I need to cover, okay? And that is gathering gear. So we just got gathering gear because we have to go gather. That's kind of the main story quest. You'll notice that our gathering gear, you start the game with gathering gear, okay? Which is really nice. You'll notice that the gathering gear we were given is only 2 extra speed. Whoop-de-doo, not a big upgrade. But the durability is a huge upgrade. The novice fishing pole is 165 durability, the green one, and the crude fishing pole is only 38. So 165 durability is worth about 1 hour of real-life time spent gathering. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to right-click and equip all of these green gathering tools so that we have the good stuff. And we're not going to trash these gathering tools, not for a long time. The reason why is if your fishing pole breaks, instead of going back to town to repair it, and broken gear is not gone. You do not lose gear when it breaks. This is not Albion, okay? Which is a crappy free-to-play phone game. But anyway, instead, you can just swap on your other fishing pole and continue fishing instead. And then you can go to town and repair both. And this extends how long you can fish without having to visit a town, all right? Also, the mobs that we grinded, they sometimes drop gear. In this case, let me show you something here. So, Lost Breastplate on the left, this is what we have currently equipped. On the right, it's the same physical defense, same constitution, less max health. But you'll notice that there is a set bonus called Heavy and a set bonus called Fortitude. The dropped gear has the Fortitude bonus, which would give us a 15% increase in stats, which is pretty damn nice. So if you ever get a mob drop that has the same physical defense and similar stats, the quest rewards do not have that Fortitude set bonus, but mob drops do have it. So go ahead and swap the gear out if it drops. If not, it's fine. Also, be aware that mobs, bards start with a hat. Oh, I guess that's a cosmetic, whatever. It's currently not animated in the game. But do note that we're going to fill out some gear pieces that we won't be getting from questing or crafting. That would be your helmet, cape, earrings, rings, and boots and waist. We're not crafting these in the video, but mobs do drop these items, and that's what we're going to fill out. So, like, I got this ring with some power, max HP, there we go. And we're going to be getting more gear as we grind mobs, okay? So, again, we've done some quest rewards. We're going to be choosing the plate option there. So, there we go. That is the heavy armor option. What else do we have? This one, pauldrons. And so that's shoulder. And now for the belt recipe, we're not crafting these belts. But if you want to, you know, keep with the heavy armor, you would go with Lost Squire belt. Again, we're not crafting these. They're crappy. They're garbage. We're going to find a better belt anyway. All right? So, the game wants us to go gather and craft a bag, but we don't want to do that just yet. There's a few other things that we need to do. And that is, we need to go over here to this mailbox icon, because there is a storage bench there. And managing your storage is very important. But before we do that, we're going to open our inventory, go to materials, and you see all this glint? Early game, glint is money. We sell this to a vendor, we get copper. 100 copper is 1 silver. 100 silver is 1 gold, and 100 gold is 100 gold, okay? It should be platinum or whatever, but it's not. It's gold. So anyway, you're going to just right-click all your dim glint, and this is going to just condense it down. It's still worth the same amount, but now our inventory is much cleaner, and it's a lot easier to sell this. So this is going to be 20 silver, and that's 40 copper. So we go to any vendor, by the way. We're at the mailbox icon right now. Here's the storage clerk. Behind the storage clerk is a stoneworks vendor. Any vendor works. Also, this is how you repair. Any NPC that says vendor has a repair button and a repair all button. If the repair all button does not work, you have to click repair, push C to open your character panel, and then doink all the things that need repairs. Go to artisanship, repair all of your gathering tools as well. All right, but open the vendor, and then click your materials bag, and then right-click your glint and sell it. All right, we need to do this not only for this destiny objective, but we need money for what we're going to be doing soon. All right, now after that, we're going to go over to the storage clerk, and then we're going to access storage. This is important. When you click materials and you click hammer rest, that's where we're at. I don't know why there's not a space there, but whatever. You'll notice our storage isn't that big. It's just this many boxes. We can get more storage. To get more storage, click the plus button here. Click general storage, and there we go. It is way bigger now. Make sure that you do not fill up the blank storage for some reason. This just should not exist. Blank storage should not exist. But if you fill this up and your bags are full and you have to pull everything out to access general storage, by the way. This is why you want to always only store things in general storage for now. But anything that you picked up while you mob grinded, and you usually will have anvil essence or some other random stuff in your bags, in your bag rather, we only have 1 bag right now, you would put in storage. You want to get used to storing things in towns, because when you die, you lose 25% to trash, you drop the other 25% for anyone else to come by and pick up. So always, always, always get into the habit of storing everything when you're in town, and selling your glint to vendors, because your silver isn't going anywhere if you die, okay? Now, also from here, from the storage clerk, we're going to be facing to the right, or northeast, whatever, and we're going to go to equipment vendor Liza, and then what we're going to do is we're going to buy 2 of these mining satchels. We're going to right-click it twice, so there's 2 of them. This will cost, with tax, 2 silver, 88 copper, or 288, okay? It's going to cost 288. That's how we're going to word things, okay? 2 silver, 88 copper. Now, to equip bags, you go to your item tab, and you can just right-click a bag. No, we don't want to sell it. Close the vendor so you don't accidentally sell it. But just right-click the bag that puts it on. The real way that you put on bags is under the materials tab. You scroll down to your bag slot. You click the plus button to swap your bags in and out. And that's how you would do that, okay? Now, let me explain what a mining satchel does, because we need to do a lot of mining to get the weapons that we need to boost our power. All right? And more power means faster, grinding. It means we can heal ourselves for more. And hey, Beam, he says, love the YouTube vids. Witnessed. You made it in the vid. All right, there you go. You're in the video, Beam. But yeah, also he's playing Bard, which is kind of funny. I know you can't see his name. There it is. But anyway, the way mining satchels work is when we mine stone, granite, and basalt, it takes up a 2x2 space in a bag, right? About like this. And the stone will stack to 20. Now, with a mining satchel, you'll notice it says stack size increased by 23. So instead of having a stone here for a stack of 20 and a stone here for a stack of 20, we can instead put stone here for a stack of 43. This dramatically increases the amount of materials that we can haul back to town before our bags get full. And the price is so cheap, and by buying these bags, it completes a destiny. That's right. So open your destiny, go to gathering, and claim that reward, buy a gathering bag. Awesome. Also, your first step should now be completed. We have talked to the storage clerk. There we go. Reach level 5 and sell glint to a vendor. All of these can be claimed. Now, go ahead and hit claim right up here at the top. That's going to give us a Wanderer's chest and a melee weapon chest. Very good. So we're going to go ahead and open the Wanderer's chest, getting the plate chest armor, which is a huge upgrade. We now got 100 extra physical defense. Now, for the melee weapon chest, we are going to choose the scepter. All right, do not choose the... You could choose the shield. It's shit. Don't do it. Choose the scepter. It's going to help early game. And you can see now our scepter goes from 71 to 248. So we are balling. We're big balling. Now, at this point as well, and I just want to make sure that this guy hasn't talked anymore. Oh, you got a fan. Hey, hell yeah, bro. I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to make a video. But anyway, after that, go to any vendor, and we're going to sell off all the excess garbage that we don't need, like this lost spellbook, and the old armor. And the reason we're selling this is so we don't accidentally put it back on. If it sells for 0, drag it, drop it in an open spot, and then delete it, okay? So there we go. Now, this puts us at around 18 silver. We're going to need a lot more silver, and I'm going to show you how to make it. We're going to have to do a bit of grinding and a bit of gathering, and there's a lot of stuff that we need to do. So from here, we're going to exit northeast out towards all of these little quest areas, and we're about to go outside for the first time. So looking at the time, it is it's actually daytime. Yep, it is bright out there. And it used to be way brighter before they nerfed the sun. But yeah, look at that blinding light. Now, before we go outside, right next door to this entrance is a commission board. And you can see commission boards because they have the exclamation point icon on the mini-map. You're going to interact with the commission board, and you're going to just click all the quests. The main one we care about is slay mountain lions. Now, mountain lions have a stun, so they will turn our melody off. I don't know why I did the melody, even though I just mounted and ruined it. But now that we are outside in the open world with the sky and the mountains and the grass, we're going to go pick some herbs. All right, and I'm going to update the screen now and tell you exactly what we need to gather. So what we need to do now is gather 10 snowdrop or daffodil and 55 trees, preferably eastern hemlock. I'm going to show you how to do that now. So you'll see there are some flowers on the ground here, and you'll see a little dot. You're going to walk up to this dot, and you're going to push F, and you're going to have a little completion wheel, like a channel timer here, on your F button, which is default. And that says cut snowdrop. So snowdrop is the white flowers. Daffodil are the yellowy orange flowers. And you just need a combination of 10 of these. You could gather more if you want, but there's no reason to. Now, when you gather, it's not a complete waste of time, because not only are you earning herbalist experience, but also regular experience. So this is a way to level up, okay? And we're gathering 3 at a time. You can see in my materials bag, I have 3 snowdrop and 3 daffodil. We just need... Oh, you can't see it. Okay, now you can see it. We just need 10. That's all we need. So I have 9. So I need to cut 1 more thing of daffodil or snowdrop. And also, sometimes these items can... Damn it, it reset again. I know the text is in the way. But these items can be... They can be white, which is common. They can be green or uncommon. They can be blue, which is rare, and they can be yellow, which is heroic, all right? And so, where is my mount at? Come on, mount, get out of here. All right, so next up, we are going to be chopping 55 trees, preferably eastern hemlock, and preferably adult trees. All right, and we're also going to be mining. Now, mining is subjective, because it's kind of luck-based, but remember at the start of the guide, I said no luck-based, all right? First and foremost, for gathering, right now what we're doing is we are going to go down south, and we're going to be riding towards the Hammer Rest Trades Outpost. You're going to find plenty of flowers and plenty of trees along the way. Now, this is what a eastern hemlock looks like. If you ask a child to draw a tree, this is what they'll draw. A big, thick tree thingy. I don't know what this is called. Again, it's like 7 in the morning. I've been up all night. You'll see here, adult eastern hemlock. And the reason we only want to chop the hemlock trees is because each breed of tree will take up inventory space, okay? So, if you chop like 3 different breeds of trees, you're going to have 3 different things to manage, and if they are of different rarities, you won't be able to carry everything. So in this case, I got uncommon eastern hemlock wood. And when you chop an adult tree, you get more wood, it's more time efficient. You also have a higher chance at rarity. And if you care about that stuff, though, rarity doesn't matter for what we're doing. If you chop the adolescent trees, you only get 3 at a time, and that's just going to not be as efficient. So just chop the adult ones. The adolescents grow into adults eventually. But you can see here now, I have 5 regular and 5 uncommon. We just need a total of 55. Now, if you start getting like a blue one here and then a yellow one here, throw out the rare ones and just stack up normal ones. All right, this won't take too long, but just chop a bunch of trees as you move southeast or south towards Hammer Rest Trade's outpost. We need to go there so that we can complete another Destiny reward and get a bunch of glint. All right, so I have 20, 40, 45, 55 wood. We're going to be turning this into timber in just a little bit, but we need to raise a little bit more money. And in order to do so, we're going to run to Hammer Rest Trade Outpost, where hopefully the commission boards aren't bugged, but if they are, they've been bugged on half of my guide videos, so I'm no longer telling new players to even bother. I just want to educate you on what they do and why they're important. So upon entering Hammer Rest Trade Outpost, we have completed a Destiny. We also completed some Destinies while we gathered. Maybe, maybe not, but we should have enough here. So we're going to go through, on Adventurer, we have Travel to Another Settlement. This gives us 5 glint and 1,000 XP. Very, very cool. And, yeah. So under that, we also have Gathering, and you may or may not have gotten all of these, and that's fine if you don't. Gather 10 uncommon materials. If you don't have this yet, it's fine. The other one is Gather 50 wood, stone, or metal. You would have gotten this one, okay? The next one is Gather. You're not going to be doing the plant one, so don't worry about that, or the fish one, or the carcasses. If you got Gather a rare material or better, yeah, that's a nice one, but it'll eventually happen while we go mining. This one is inevitable. All right, so after that, we're going to claim, giving us 2 glint there. And under Adventurer, let's see, what else is there? Yes, we need to kill enemies, kill elite enemies. We'll do that in just a little bit to raise some more money. But what we're going to do, first thing, is find a vendor and sell all the glint we have, okay? Just open a vendor, get rid of your glint. That's going to be another 14 silver minimum, right? And that puts us at 32 silver, which is more than enough to process all of these goods. Now, while we're here, I'm just going to teach you about commission boards. So you'll notice earlier we picked up quests like Slay Stone Hawks, Kill Anvilhorn Rams, Slay Mountain Lions. Well, when we do these quests, we can do them again from Hammer Rest when the commission board goes off of its cooldown. Like, it's like every hour it resets. But if you don't want to wait that hour for it to reset, you can go to this little commission board, and it has the same quests. So this one refreshes in 6 minutes. So that means I can go to Hammer Rest, do the Slay Mountain Lions quest, come here, pick it up again, do the quest again, and then when it resets, I can pick it up from here, do it, and then go to Hammer Rest and do it again. So I can quadruple down on commission board quests. And these things, you can only claim one at a time, but these things give XP, they give glint, they give a random chest that has random loot in it that can be good, experience scrolls that increase your leveling speed, and so on and so forth. And again, when you're in these little towns, just look for the commission board little exclamation point icon. Now, there is another commission board, and this one's for gathering, okay? And this one's usually bugged in my videos. We'll see if it's working. But it's this big one right here. It's got a chest next to it. When you talk to this, it's going to give you gathering quests. So this would be like Mine Slate, Mine Rough Rhyme, Snowdrop, Ruby. And you just want to pick up the, like, for instance, you want to pick up all the ones that you know you're gonna get. And I know if you're brand new, you don't know what the hell you can gather yet. But as you gather, you'll notice materials that you have, like granite, Titanite. I can't mine tin. That's Apprentice. Weeping Willow, I'm not going to bother. Ruby, Snowdrop, Rough Rhyme. Not Slate. We can't mine Slate yet. But you're going to, as you gather, you'll learn what you can and can't gather. And then again, this refreshes in 5 minutes, so you can come back and get a whole bunch more. And I don't recommend you do any of these until you have crafted your weapons, which I will talk about later in the video, because the materials that these things want are materials that we need to craft our weapons. So with that said, now that we have our trees and our flowers, we don't want to return to town just yet. We want to go and slay some mountain lions and fill up our mining satchels with stone, because we can, when we mine stone, there is a chance to get metal. Metal is zinc, tendonite, and copper. To get copper, we need to mine basalt. To get zinc and tendonite, we need to mine granite. Sorry, I'm very tired here. But also granite can give rubies, which we also need to craft our stuff. And you might or might not always get enough metal through mining. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the granite we mine and all of the basalt we mine, and we're going to turn it into sand, which takes quite a lot of real-life time for the processing bench to do. And by doing so, we will get some metal that way. Now, while we're doing this, we're also going to be killing mountain lions. Not too many, but mountain lions have a knockdown effect. So if I cast Menacing Melody and I attack it, and it lands its pounce attack without me dodge rolling, then I'm going to lose Menacing Melody every time. But right now, your rotation is pretty simple. You just, again, you attack it with auto attacks, you cast Maddening Dance, you cast Chilling Lament. Now, I recommend that you only kill 5 of these right now. Don't grind too many of them because they are not efficient for bards to grind on. They are for every other class in the game, but not us. Now, you'll notice that this mountain lion... Oh, this mage is attacking that. Okay. I don't know. I did not get the kill for that. The mage blew it up too fast. I get this one. Alright. Or is he going to blow this up too with a fireball before I do my damage? So, you'll notice the star next to a mountain lion's name. The star denotes that it is an elite mob. However, they're a little undertuned for being an elite mob because they have 374 HP, whereas the Clay Guardians that we fought earlier have 310 HP, so they're not really that elite when you think about it in those terms. Also, they're pretty weak just on their own. Now, here is where you should be grinding, not where I'm at. I kind of went off the beaten path a bit. But what you should do is, from Hammer Rest, you know, we went east, and then we went south to Hammer Trade Post. Instead, we would go northeast along this road, and in this mountain pass, there is a lot of stuff to mine, especially up here at this choke and at this choke. The 2 chokes are where all the materials are. So we're going to do a lot of mining there, but when we're waiting on the mining nodes to respawn, we run up here and we slay mountain lions. And there's a ton of mountain lions in these little pastures, okay? There's enough mountain lions that it can support like 4 to 5 people AoE mass mob grinding at a time. And by the way, these mountain lions in that pasture respawn every 20 seconds. So, yeah, it's pretty quick. Right, but we just need to kill 5 of them. We're not going to be grinding here because, again, the mountain lions have a knockdown, which turns off our Menacing Melody. So, you'll notice that I just completed the Slay Mountain Lions quest to slay 4. But again, remember, we want to slay 5 of these because we have a Destiny quest to do. And that's why we're killing the 5th one, so I can show you the rewards. Alright, so let me go ahead and smash this through, and then I'll educate you on how to do mining. So there we go. So, when you do the commission board quest, and you really want to do 5 of these, it makes it a lot better, you get better gear. Just click complete commission, that'll give us the XP, the glint, and a random chest, which we can save for later, or we can open it now. But you want to open it when you have bag space. I don't have bag space, so I'm not going to open it right now. If you don't have bag space, the game will just be like, sorry, you don't have bag space. It won't consume the chest. Alright, but also in the Destinies under Adventurer, we have slay or kill 5 elite enemies, giving us 5 dim glint and 1000 XP. And then we have a claim reward up here for 2 more glint. That is going to give us 7 more silver. And again, we're going to need that silver to process all of this wood and to start processing some of the stone we're going to mine. Now, I want to show you mining, and I'm gonna skip ahead a bit here because again, it's in this little mountain pass, and I'll show you what mining looks like. And I actually don't need to skip ahead because there's some over here. So this is granite. Granite looks like a lumpy egg-shaped rock, okay? And if you want to min-max your mining, and you mine it just like you chop trees, just like you pick flowers, you want to mine the big fat stacks first, and then mine the small ones, because the big ones are going to give you more of a reward. So even though I'm closer to this stack, don't grab that one. And I just got lucky because I got 510 tonight, okay? Instead, I'm going to run over to this stack, because you can see there's a character over there also mining. Mine all the fat stacks that you can see. Then go for the small ones. Now, the tube-looking, kind of cylinder-looking rocks are basalt. And, yeah, you want to mine both the granite and the basalt. And mine as much as you can until your bags fill up. Also, don't move your character until you're done, because you have to start your progress entirely over again. Also, it bugs out and sometimes doesn't show your progress, but there you go. Ooh, there's a big old one right there too. But yeah, we're just going to be mining for a little while. And again, you can see other players also doing this because my guides are getting rather popular since no one made guides for the anvils. And yeah, everyone's doing it. Everyone's basically following the meta, okay? So that's just how it is. And in between mining, you know, you can kill mountain lions, you know, if you want. But we really just want to fill up our bags here with as much stuff as possible. Preferably metal, and preferably not, like, rare materials. So I'm going to throw that out. Just because like, chances are I'm not going to get any more rare material. And we don't need the rarity right now. We just need as much as we can freaking hold, okay? I'm going to run up to this choke and show you the other little mining spot. It's kind of hidden among the trees here, but it looks like someone might have gotten them. You can see all these little broken rocks and rubble, so someone definitely got those. But across the street, you know, there's also some mining nodes as well, and right now it looks like it's just little baby nodes. But hey, baby nodes are still better than nothing nodes, so again, we're still going to mine these little baby nodes. And again, they can still drop metal. They can still drop a good amount of granite or basalt. It's just less likely, unfortunately. Also, if there are drops and the game tells you unable to loot, not enough space, that's fine. Other players will not be able to loot that pile of stuff for like a few minutes, so it's safe on the ground for you to sort your inventory. So you can see I've got 5 rough ruby here, and in my bags, I don't have room for 5 rough ruby. So I'm going to throw out the 2 uncommon granite, and then I can loot that, and there we go. So it does take a little bit of Tetrising and a little bit of work, but it's absolutely worth it. And let me see if I can get to this mining node before this guy runs up and grabs it. Now, do note that on a more established server, if there is a high-level player and they have a really fast gathering tool, if I start gathering with a crappy gathering tool, see how long it takes me to hit? If they have a good tool, they're going to be like, doink, 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 and they're going to grab it and shatter it before you get to it, which means you get nothing, and they can steal the loot out from under you, alright? Just because you are in the middle of channeling, breaking those rocks, does not mean that they can't also attempt to break the rocks. And when you have a high-level gathering tool and you're a high-level gatherer, well, you can vacuum up the resources insanely fast. It does not take this long to gather when you are high, when you are a career gatherer. And so, yeah, things only get faster. Just be aware if you see, like, a level 25 player and he seems to be, like, one-shotting the nodes, then, yeah, that's why. He's not cheating, he just has better gear than you. That's all it is. Now, also another thing to get used to is you shouldn't leave your mount out while gathering after level 10, because what gankers will do is they will kill your mount so you can't escape. So what you want to do is crowd control a player. Like, say a rogue, you know, stealths up to me and starts doing their opener. Well, you're probably dead if they're a rogue anyway, doesn't matter. But assuming they don't kill you, you would crowd control them, summon your mount, and dash away. And unless the ganker has a faster mount than you, well, then you're safe. You can ride to town, store your stuff, and survive the gank attempt. It's not as elaborate as, say, Albion, where you have to, like, have very specific, you know, skills allocated to escape, you know, gankers, but whatever. So anyway, our bags are mostly full. Now, while they're not full stacks, that's fine, because we're going to go offload everything into, you know, the base. We're going to get all this stuff processed, and, oh yeah, we got an Anvil's Essence. We're going to need 20 of these, by the way. That's why we're going to have to do a lot of mob grinding to craft our weapons. But we should be able to get it done pretty easily around level 7 or even level 8. But what we want to do right now is we are currently outside Hammer Rest. I'm going to update the screen. Sorry, I like to edit as I go. So we are going to find this icon. This is the sawmill. This is a saw blade sticking out of a table. It's purple for those that are colorblind. And it's called Lumber Milling Station. We're going to push F on it. And we want to make Eastern Hemlock Timber, which requires sanding powder. Where do you get sanding powder, you may ask? If you mouse over it, you can see it's purchased from the wood shop or the marketplace. Well, if we turn around, there is a wood shop vendor right here. So we're going to open this inventory, and you'll see, well, where the hell is it? It's not here. Click the Materials tab, and there's a bunch of stuff you can buy, like wood oil and some other crap. And there it is, sanding powder. It's in the list. But a faster way to find sanding powder is just to type it out. So you can type sand, you can type SA, you can type PO, you can type DER, you can type ER. You just type any of the letters that the word freaking has in it, and you'll be able to find it pretty quick. So ING for sanding. You can see that we have rings, ING, sanding, ING. So SA, sanding powder. And we need 55 of these. So you're going to click it, click add quantity, change the quantity to 55, push purchase with taxes. That's going to cost us 6 silver, 60 copper. We're going to go ahead and buy that. There we go. Now, with that sanding powder, we're going to go back to the bench, and we're going to click Eastern Hemlock Timber. We're going to grab this quantity slider and slide it all the way to the right. We're going to click Add next to Hemlock Wood. Shift right-click all of the wood over here. Hit Submit. Don't worry, you can't add more than you're allowed to craft. And this is going to cost 19 silver, 25 copper, and take 27 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're going to hit Start Job. And that is real-life time. Do not click Cancel. You don't get a refund. You lose your materials. Do not do that, okay? Also, while we're here at the vendor, sell your glint you got from killing mobs and doing your destiny quests. There we go. We're at 15 silver right now. So I would like more silver than this, but it is what it is. Next up, we're going to go into town, and we're going to go and turn our flowers into coarse thread and craft some bags. Before we do that, every single time we go in and out of town, we're going to go to the commission board and pick up another one of those Slay Mountain Lion quests, of course. And you'll see it refreshes in 51 minutes, so we have plenty of time to get that quest done. There's no real reason to rush it, but yeah, just get into the habit of picking up commissions every time you're in and out. Next up, we are going to go to this milling station, the weaving station. It looks like a wheel with some strand on a table. It's purple. And you'll notice that we need to make coarse thread for the quest, which says we need dratwine wax, which is sold by the textile mill vendor. Again, your main story quest is right here. It tells you exactly what you need to buy, but we are crafting 2 bags. So instead of 5 dratwine wax, we need to buy 10. Same way, we go to material, type DR for drat, and then we're going to buy 10, and that's going to cost us 1.2 silver, alright? There we go. Now, it also wants us to buy, if you look at the quest, a Packrite's Universal Strap Set. So we're just going to type pack, and there it is, and we're going to craft 2 bags, so we're buying 2 of them. This costs, after tax, 24 copper. There we go. We're going to go over to the weaving station, click coarse thread, drag the quantity all the way to the right, add the flowers, boom boom, hit submit, hit start job. This will cost 3.5 silver and take 5 minutes to do. With that also said, we no longer need these extra flowers in our inventory. You can sell them to the vendor. They're very cheap. You can sell them to players. You can just trash them. It is what it is. Now, with all of that being done, let me teach you how to turn granite or basalt into sand to potentially get metal. So in this case, I mined 25 granite and, well, actually I have more basalt. I have 29 plus 5. That would be 34 basalt. So I'm going to do basalt, whichever one you have more of, alright? Normally it's granite, but I guess spawns were wonky today. So that is 34 basalt. We need to remember that number. I'm super tired. Help me remember. This is not a live stream. Click sand. Okay, I'm sorry. Look for the anvil icon. This is the metalworking station. This anvil icon, it's, you know, purple, because that's the processing stations. They're purple. Alright, and you'll see the sand here, and you'll see crushed basalt. We need crag shatter salts. So we're going to buy 34 of those, okay? So let's go over to the smithy vendor and type, click materials, type CR for crag, and we need 34 of these bad boys, 34. That's going to cost, with tax, 4.8 silver. There we go. We're getting a little broke here. So yeah, we might not have enough, and that's fine if we don't. We're going to go grind and get enough. It's fine. Then we're going to go to sand and go to crushed basalt, and we're going to drag the slider all the way up, and then add the basalt. There we go. And that's going to cost 2.7 silver and take 34 minutes, all right? It takes 1 whole minute per material, and yes, it takes a while. Now what this does, it's going to give us sand, which we're not going to use, but you can use it or sell it to players. It's going to have a % chance, not 0, it's higher than 0, trust me. We're going to have a % chance to get copper, zinc, and tendonite. Also coal. We're not using coal, but we need tendonite, zinc, and copper to make metal fragments, which is how we're going to craft our weapons. So now I'm going to hit start job, and now that's cooking. So while everything is cooking, we're now going to just, let's see, how much money do we have left? We have 3 silver remaining. Cool. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to store everything that we have. All right. We're going to store it all, and we're going to do more mining later, maybe. But go to the storage clerk, and what we're going to do is open our storage, and we're just going to right-click everything in it, including the Packrite Universal Strap Set we bought, the Anvil's Essence, every single thing that we mined, so our bags are now completely empty. Full empty bags. The only thing you would not store is glint. You will sell glint instead if you have it. Alright, so while everything's cooking, it's time that we grind to level 7 or even level 8. And once everything gets done cooking, we're gonna have to do more mining because we need more metal. So there's that. But well, let's get started with the grind. Okay, so let's do our commission. Let's go and kill 4 mountain lions. And while we kill mountain lions, we're gonna do some more mining. And yes, at this time, you should be level 5 by now. I'm level 5.5, and you're probably like, I want to know what to put in my skill points, Soul Benchy, help me. Don't worry, we'll get there. It's not super important right now. Just for now, keep like mine as much as you can in the area, and when the area is completely empty, then go kill 4 mountain lions. Now, this area is usually pretty camped by players, but on the besides this little, like this area and this area for mining, you can also go in this little pocket here. They're all over the sides of the mountains. But again, I always see players over here mining because it's close to town, so I usually don't recommend it in my videos. Now, as you mine, remember, the goal is to try to get either a ton of granite and basalt, but also metal, because you can turn granite and basalt into sand, which will give you metal. And depending on luck, we need like 43 different types of metal combined. Like, if we get 43 tendonite, that's fine, but if we get a mix of tendonite, copper, and zinc, that's also fine. Preferably, we want just 2 different types of metal to add up to 43, because we can use 2 different crafting stations. You know how right now in Hammer Rest, we have a bunch of stuff being processed? We can also go down here to the trade outpost and also process stuff there. And so, again, we're just sitting here and we're just mining, and we're going to just fill up our inventory. I've already done the commission for the mountain lions. You can keep killing mountain lions if you feel like it, and it's not a bad idea. The only problem is that, again, Menacing Melody will get canceled every time a mountain lion pounces on you, and it's just they're just a pain in the ass to grind. The Clayborns from earlier is what we're probably going to grind until level 8, depending on how busy the zone is. It's just better. It's just faster and more efficient as a bard to go there instead of mountain lions, but if it's not available, mountain lions can be done. I'll show you how to do both. Now, before I show you how to pull a bunch of mobs at once, I need to show you how your damage is going to be dealt. Also, what skills should you learn at level 5, and that is Shielding Dance. And I'll tell you how all of this works together. At level 5, you unlock a Resonant Weapon, and this can get bugged out. So I'm going to teach you first, how do you unbug a Resonant Weapon? You can mount and dismount and then recast your Menacing Melody. And the reason we use Menacing Melody is because that gives us bonus arcane damage on hit and applies Shocked, which is what Shocked does is it will deal damage every time the enemy receives damage. So it's kind of like a bleed, but not exactly. Now you may think, what about Cathartic? That does bleed damage, but that does 1 hit of bleed damage and nothing else. And we don't need wounded. We don't need to reduce the enemy's ability to heal because the enemies won't be healing. We just want to deal as much damage as possible. And out of all of these choices, Menacing is the one with the most damage. That's why we go Menacing Melody. Ignore all the stupid furry guides that tell you to go Cathartic Melody. You can do that later when you're fighting, you know, elites at a level 15 range, okay? But for levels 1 to 10, we're going Menacing Melody because it's the fastest way to kill enemies. You may be wondering, well, why are we going Shielding Dance instead of, I don't know, Get Off the Stage or Discordance? Aren't these damage-dealing abilities? And while they are, our damage mostly is coming from Resonant Weapon. So how do you use Resonant Weapon? How do you build up stacks? So, in order to use Resonant Weapon, you have to have your Melody active. If a mountain lion pounces on you or you mount up and forget, your Melody goes away and your Resonant Weapon will not trigger. Also, even if you have this up and your Resonant Weapon is not triggering, log in and out, jump on and off your mounts, recast this a few times, and hope it works. Bard is very bugged. So, you'll notice in the top left corner we have our Bard little image next to our life bar. There is a ring around it, and every time we cast an ability that isn't a melody, we will get resonant stacks up to 10 resonance stacks, that is. So by casting Jest on ourselves, boom, now we're 1 out of 10. And you'll see on your buff bar, we have resonance for 25 more seconds. It's hard to see, but it's there. All right, and if I cast Jest again, now I have 2 resonant stacks out of 10, and the cooldown resets. So what we want to do is as we pull all of these mobs, we want to be casting Jest on ourselves. When we have all the mobs together, or before we get them together, we're going to cast Shielding Dance, And by casting Shielding Dance, now this is a heal over time, but it also gives you a little bit of shield. The cool thing about Shielding Dance is it's cancelable. As in, when you cast it, you can cancel the animation into something else. You cannot cancel your Lament. Your Chilling Lament cannot be canceled. Once you cast this, you gotta ride it all the way through, okay? So what we want to do is, while we're spamming Jest, while we're pulling the Mountain Lions or whatever we're fighting together, we also want to be pushing Shielding Dance, canceling it out for Jest or anything else. When we have all the mobs together, we're going to hit them with Maddening Dance, and then we're going to auto-attack and dump our auto... When we do an auto-attack combo, that will trigger our Resonance into dealing damage with Arcane Damage and applying Shock to everything that we hit in front of us. After we have used our Resonance, we're going to spam all of our abilities to build it back up, and then we're going to smack the mobs with our Scepter and you know, burn it all down again. Also, if your mount is ever hurt, you can heal it. You are a healer, by the way. So yeah. So now I'm going to show you a pull, and you know, if you pull too many, these things will kill you despite having a shield and plate armor. They are dangerous because they will knock us out of Menacing Melody. And remember, if we get knocked down or stunned, we lose Menacing Melody. If we mount up, we lose it. And if we lose it, we cannot attack with our Resonance, okay? Resonance does not work if you don't have the Melody up. So even though you can stack it to 10, you just have to pay attention to the top left of your screen and look at your Resonance and make sure it's being used up. Also, you'll see the enemies. They'll be debuffed with Shock if you are doing it properly. So here is a pull. This is take 1. It's been a while since I did Bard, but we're going to switch our range weapon and auto attack all of these. And there's the pounce. I just lost my Melody, so I'm going to recast Melody now and try to keep that up. And you can always wait until after you pull them. I'm going to use what's that called? Flourish to kind of do some cool slides and get near some more mountain lions. So there we go. Also, dodge rolling will help you avoid those pounces. There we go. That's the last one I want to pull. I'm going to hit shield. I'm going to jest myself. I'm going to E. When I say E, I mean I'm going to Maddening Dance. There we go. I'm going to swap to melee now, and I'm going to start cleaving. Because I have 6 out of 10 Resonance stacks. There we go. We're going to burn through those. And now they're mostly dead. Now I'm going to hit Q and finish them off with Chilling Lament. Or I'm also going to use that to build Resonance stacks. So there we go. We just killed a whole bunch of Mountain Lions. Yeah, that's how we're leveling. And you can continue to do this here. And what we're looking for, again, we are looking for Anvil Essence. We're looking for Glint. That's what we need. We need Glint. But because I did a lot of mining, I don't have a lot of bag space. So it's going to be a lot of micromanagement. So I'd rather go back to town and store all this stuff and kind of finish up on mining too. Like I have another little 2x2 space here I can fill up with some mining materials. But that is how we do the pull. Now, what I recommend is we are going to go do the Clayborn Guardians because they don't have a stun. That means we don't have to constantly recast Menacing Melody. They also have less HP. They have a higher % chance to drop the Anvil Essence, as far as I know. There's also more of them that we can pull at a time, and generally the area isn't as crowded, even though I'm playing at 8 in the morning on a Saturday morning. Yeah, like, where is everybody? It's Saturday morning. Come on now. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to finish up mining real quick. Just remember, everything that you cast, and no, I don't want the rare freaking Basalt, everything that you cast builds your Resonance stack. So that means your Flourish, your Jest, your Maddening Dance, everything except for your Menacing Melody. Melodies do not give you Flourish, unfortunately. But everything else does, so you could build it up before you pull, you could build it up as you pull. It's entirely up to you. But the reason, again, we use Shielding Dance is because we can cancel out of it. And the most important thing with Shielding Dance is that it gives us the shield as soon as we push the button. The healing over time it gives us is very paltry. We don't need it. We don't want it. It's poopy doo-doo garbage. I'm level 7 now, and at level 7 we will go Dark Lullaby AoE. This is going to be casted after Chilling Lament, because Chilling Lament debuffs the enemy with Chilled and Weakened, and then Dark Lullaby scales our damage based on how many debuffs the enemy has. So that's pretty much the rotation. At level 8, we're going to then also learn Lovely Serenade. This will give us heals. And, yeah, so it's pretty straightforward from here. After Lovely Serenade, we don't need Avert Your Gaze. Instead, we would go Spirited Serenade, so we get temp health and shielding and bonus defense. That just helps with the AoE pulls. And then at level 10, you can just kind of go whatever, but, we'll talk about that towards the end of the video. And again, if you want to be smart with your inventory management, throw out the rare stuff that isn't metal. We are keeping the rare metals, right? Rough rime is not something we use. Rough rime is not a metal, so I'm going to toss that. But you can see here, it just makes, our inventory just, that much better. And I know some people are like, why are you throwing it out? Just run to town and bank it and come back out. And yeah, you could do that. You could be a little pack rat and waste your time. That's fine with me. It's your time. It's your life. I don't care. Live it however you want. Remember, every time you go back to town, we go to a vendor. We sell our glint, and only the glint and nothing else. There we go. We also store everything. We put it all back in storage. If you right-click it, it auto-sorts it. If you drop and drag it, it will not auto-combine. And remember, every time you go back to the commission board and you pick up a new mountain lion quest, or whatever other quest you may have completed, in this case, the timer isn't done yet, and I don't feel like running to Hammer Rest Trade Outpost to get another quest. But with that said, there's a couple things we need to do. We need to grind to level 8, and while we do that, we're going to get a bunch of glint, and we need to get Anvil's Essence. So if we look at my storage right now, we're just going to store everything. There we go. Store everything. Anvil's Essence, I have 1 out of 20. I need 19 more of these, so I will continue to grind until I have 19 of those. It is very important. So in this case now, I am going to be going back down to the Claiborne Guardians in the starter zone, and that will be my farm spot, because those guys cannot stun me or knock me down. That means I will never lose my melody, and that makes farming that much easier and faster. And they're good XP. Even though they're not elite mobs, they're still good XP. So let me show you what pulling looks like. We're going to go ahead and just attack all the Claiborne Guardians here, and make sure you hit them with a ranged attack. And, yeah. Hopefully there's not some other AoE class that scoops them all up from under you, like a fighter or something. But we're going to go ahead and go on this side. Yeah, you can see there's someone there doing some AoE pulls. And there we go. We grabbed all the Guardians we can. In this case, I'm going to shield into Dance. There we go. Just hit everybody. Heal myself. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Chilling Lament into Dark Lullaby. And now I'm at 9 out of 10 resonance. I'm going to heal myself one more time now at 10 out of 10 resonance. And now I just oh, I don't have my melody active because I was on a mount, remember, don't forget. Now I'm going to auto attack, and that's going to daze and shock everything. And my auto attacks will proc the shock and re-shock them, and they're just going to melt. They're absolutely going to melt. It's not faster than other classes, but it's still pretty damn quick. All the while, I lost almost no mana. I'm pretty much full HP, and I'm ready to just continuously do it again and again. But again, there might be other people competing, like this this warrior here. And while I could pull the laborers in the middle, those guys have a stun attack. They do a leap attack that will knock you on your ass. And remember, I'm using Flourish here. Flourish is what I'm using to scoot around the area faster and pull more mobs. So there we go. Right now I'm just building up that resonance by casting my abilities. Now everything's on cooldown. That's when I just turn on my auto attack and make sure that they're dying from shock. So pretty simple stuff. And again, you can see the resonant damage is bigger than anything else that I'm dealing. You can see those big fat numbers there. And we're just gonna rinse and repeat. And we're getting gear while we do this. Like I got a helmet. There we go. That replaces the Bard's hat. Goodbye, Bard's hat. We got a recipe there, and you're going to continue to fill out your gear. You're going to continue to get glint as you do this. So, again, just keep grinding away. Also, I'm aware of the last pull I did, I had my ranged weapon out, so I wasn't hitting nearly as many targets as I could have with the resonant weapon stacks, and that's just unfortunate, but hey, that's just how it is. Now, again, if you want to pull the laborers, you can, but just be aware if they stun you, it's going to be stupid. You know, you have to recast your melody. Again, that leap attack that one just did, see it, now I'm knocked on my ass, and now my melody's gone. It's so dumb. Playing Bard is just painful sometimes. And these guys, you know, they're easier to kill and stuff. It is what it is, but again, you gotta mine that jump attack. And see, I'm knocked down again, so my resonance is gone. And you could absolutely kill these guys without your melody. Like, they're gonna melt. They have way less HP, and they still also they drop the They drop the Anvil's Essence we need. It's just, yeah. You know, I'm kind of... We have a guy over here, a tank, level 4, that's mass AoE pulling that side. So, I'm not farming as fast as I could. But, it's, If you get the whole zone to yourself, it's really, really nice. But this is still better than farming the mountain lions, because again, the mountain lions constantly knock you on your ass. They will chew your ass up. So in this case, I'll just go ahead and pull all these dudes too. Screw it. But yeah, you can still do this without your resonance. It's just way slower. It's just less efficient. And they knock me on my ass. They're gonna start bullying me here. I'm gonna heal. I casted that out of order. Didn't mean to cast that. That's fine. And we hit the maddening dance. Again, they're still gonna die. It's just not as fast. So if you don't feel like turning your brain on and you just want to watch YouTube videos on your second monitor, just piano all the buttons on your keyboard and you'll do just fine. It's still doable, even without your melody going, even without your resonant weapon proccing. That's just how it is. And if you want to be extra lazy, you could just wait until you've pulled the whole room, and then after they've done their leap attacks, when they're in melee range, they won't do their leap attack. And then you could turn on Menacing Melody, and then blow them up with your resonant attacks, because by then you'll have 10 resonance anyway. And just be aware of your mana bar. Playing Bard is very mana intensive because Bard is normally a mana battery for groups. And so the class is designed around, if you're not being a mana battery, you're out of mana. So, again, it's just a process. You just got to keep doing it. You can see I've done a few pulls now, and I'm at 1 essence, so bad luck on the essence. It happens, but by the time we hit level 8, we should have 19 to 20. If not, keep grinding. You have to get these to be able to craft the weapon. That's just life. That's just the reality we live in, okay? But yeah, as long as other players aren't trying to pull my mobs away, we're good. Hit him with the debuff. Hit him with the lullaby. Oh no, this guy aggroed and now my melody's gone. But that's fine. We'll just recast it and then we'll start left clicking, or not left click, right click, whatever. That's what I have my auto attack set for, right click. But yeah. Again, we're just going to keep melting the mobs. And I don't know why there's a mage shooting my dudes, but hey, cool. Thanks for the free XP, I suppose. As your weapons level up, you can just go for more duration on your weapon proc for your book. It doesn't really matter. The scepter, you can just go for more combo damage, penetration. It doesn't really matter. These aren't going to make much of a difference. You can see right now, I have full resonance. I have Menacing Melody active, but my auto attacks are no longer proccing the resonance debuff. And so, again, the only way to fix this, well, after I kill all these mobs, that is to mount and dismount. Which, I can try that now, actually. I'll just mount up real quick, and then I'll dismount, and then I'll recast the melody. And let's see if it fixes it. And it sometimes does. If this does not, there it goes. See, it fixed it. I don't know why mounting and dismounting fixes this. It's so stupid how bugged Bard is. It needs a lot of tweaking, a lot of work. It's the worst class in the game to play for a solo. Even though I'm making it look like it's amazing, every other class is doing this way better, more efficiently, way more faster. You have to trust me on this, but that's how you unbug it if it's bugged. Now, at level 7 on these Clayborns specifically, you can go Anthem of Alacrity, Alacrity, I don't know how to say this word, Alacrity, whatever, Alacrity. And what this does, it's going to just increase your attack speed. Also, your cast speed increases, but what you want to do is, once you have, your resonance stacked up, you pop Alacrity, whatever it's called, and then you just auto-attack really, really, really fast, and yeah, everything dies. So let's see if I can demonstrate that now. Let's go ahead and pull these guys. And yeah, there's a fighter in here that's also AoE farming. I think he's a fighter. Not really sure what he is. But I think he's taking a break now, or he's getting sick of me stealing his mobs. But hey, I've still got to farm my essence, damn it. Alright, there we go. We got one more over here in the corner. Yeah, I should have been popping heals while I did this, but it's whatever. So let's get them all nice and rounded up. Bunch together. There we go. Hit our dances. Alright. And we're mostly stacked up. So we can just Alacrity ourselves, and now our auto attack goes real fast. There we go, and they're just gonna melt. As long as there are mobs targeted in front of us. And yeah, it's that easy. They just die. Don't even have to heal. Alright. How's the loot? There's a lot of loot from that one. But, Anvil Essence, 7 out of 20. I have 1 in storage. I need 12 more, damn it. Alright, at Weapon Skill level 8, on your Tome of Spells, you can start choosing this. I like just going Keen Edge for the Tome of Spells for more crit. For the Scepter, there's 2 choices. As a bard, as a solo bard, you're mana hungry, so refreshing follow-through is really the best for just keeping up your mana, because once you keep up your mana, you can heal yourself, yada yada yada. You could also go ward for that 5% block chance. You also give yourself temporary health, so you don't have to heal yourself as much, but you still need to cast the heal anyway to build up your resonance stack. So I'm going with follow through. That's my choice. Alright, so I am now level 7 and 37%. I have 44 silver worth of glint, 19 out of 20 of the essences. So at this point, let's heal that mount up. So now we have enough essence. We just need to make sure we have enough metal, and then we are ready to craft our super powerful weapons. And with those super powerful weapons, we can grind even better mobs, even faster, even more efficiently. And it's only going to get better from here. As per usual, we're back in town, we're going to the vendor, we're selling our glint because we need that for processing, and everything else we are going to talk to the storage clerk, just the materials bag, and we're going to throw it all into storage. Now, one other thing too is you probably got a lot of item drops, at least I sure did, from the mobs. So what you're going to do is you're going to vendor everything that is not a gear upgrade so you don't accidentally equip any of it. Now, for recipes that you already know, you can hold on to these and sell them down south because the recipes that drop up north do not drop down south and vice versa. So if someone down south wants to collect all the recipes, well, then you can put it on the market down there and they might pay a higher price for it. Alright, so with an empty inventory, let's go finish up the bag crafting quest real quick because it has a follow-up that has us pick up a trade pack. And with an empty inventory, it's the best time to do a trade pack mission because if we get ganked, we lose nothing. So we're going to return to the Weaver, pick up our coarse thread. We are, Alright, so I need to go back to storage and get my pack right thingies, but to save time for the video, I'm just going to buy 2 extra. Yeah, I lose 24 copper, which is nothing. But with the materials, we can now click on the bag here. By the way, we're at the tailoring station. It looks like a spool of string. I don't know what it is. But you got a bag, you got a simple rucksack, you add your coarse thread, and click craft. That's 75 copper, takes a few seconds. We're going to do that a second time so that we have 2 bags. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and equip those bags now. There we go. So these are good bags to just have on while you mob grind and whatnot. But with that said, we're going to run back to Provisioner Hammersong, turn in the quest, which will then give us the follow-up to grab a trade pack. And as a bard, we can do the power slide. Woo! Yeah! And then we can do some of these combat rolls. Very cool stuff, right? But it's going to have us take the trade pack across the hall from the mailbox. So we're going to go to the room with the mailbox, and then it's the adjacent room. I'll show you. All right, so there is the mailbox right here, and just behind it, there is this room over here, which we're going to walk to. Now, there is an NPC in here with an exclamation point above their head called Bender Flatfoot, which makes you think, oh, I just talked to this guy, right? Well, wrong. If you talk to him, nothing happens. You're like, how do we turn in the quest? You got to go to this scaffolding next to him, and then that's where you turn it in. You deliver it at the scaffolding, and there we go. With that delivered, we have to run back to Provisioner Hammersong and get the follow-up. Hammersong will call us a hoe because we're a bard, and bards are, you know, they're pretty promiscuous. After that, we will go back into the middle room here, and Commander Dunn's Chasm, we're pretty much done with the main story quest, a little bit. He's going to send us to the Veinbreaker mines, but we don't want to go to the Veinbreaker mines without our Gucci super weapons. So now we're going to pick up all the materials that we have been working on, and we still need to make the metal fragments, we need to make some cut rubies, and some weapon molds. So we're not entirely done, but we're very close. But this is a hand-holding guide, and I'm going to walk you through it. So we're going back to the sawmill table. Our eastern hemlock timber is now done. We also get some wood chips. We're not using the wood chips for anything, but we just need the timber to craft all the other stuff. So with that said, we are now going to go back to the metal working station and pick up that sand and hopefully have enough metal for the next step. So here we are at the metal working station. We have the 34 crushed basalt. We're going to claim that, and it's going to give us 3 copper, 4 zinc, 3 tendonite. So really, really bad turnout on this one. This is probably one of my unluckiest sand into metals yet. But we're going to take all of the stuff that we just got, and we're going to take it to storage, and we're going to determine which 2 metals do we have the most of, or do we have enough for the next step. And we need 43 metal fragments. So we're going to go to storage, and we're just going to again, right-click and throw everything into storage except glint. Never throw glint in there. Okay, we need to sell the glint before we do anything so we don't get it mixed up with the other crap. So just get rid of that glint. All right, there we go. So let's take a look at our metal in our storage now. So our metal currently, we have 20 tendonite. I'll go ahead and just right-click that out. 20 copper, 29 copper. Let's see, we have 11 zinc. We got 6 more there. And, yeah, so right now we have 20, 31, 37, let's see, be 46 total metal. So we have enough. But, essentially, but do we have enough in 2 stacks? So we have 20 there. That's 20, 20, and 20. So that'd be 20, 40, and then 3, right? So I just need 3 copper. We're going to split the stack by shift right-clicking, okay? And, yeah, the rest can go back into storage. So all we need is 43 metal. And, again, we're going to cook this into two separate towns. And I'll show you how that kind of works and how we're going to do that, right? So, we have... and you kind of want an even amount if you can help it. But it's not too big of a deal. It's just a few extra seconds of waiting. So if we go to the metalworking station, we need to make copper fragments. We need to make 23 of these, which means we need 23 smoldering ash. Well, we go to the smithy vendor, we buy the 23 ash, and again, we have money now because we did the grind. Again, that's after tax 2.7 silver. We're then going to drag the slider to the right, add the copper, and that is going to cost us 8.5 for 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, I don't want to wait 11 minutes and 30 seconds and then wait another 11 minutes and 30 seconds. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the remaining metal that I have, and I'm going to ride down here, south, to the Hammer Rest Trade Outpost. And because it has its own set of refining stations, I can refine another stack of metal there. Now, the reason why we can't do 2 in one bench is because they are novice stations, so you can only do 1 at a time. Unfortunately, that's how it is. And also note, as we do this, we are completing more destinies, like we have processed 10 items at once. We have processed materials 50 times. We also can claim that. So, you know, that just gives us more glint. Now we have 8 more silver worth of glint to go towards processing. Here we are at Hammer's Rest Trade Outpost, and we have, again, the same crafting station. And this time we need to do tendonite, which is also smoldering ash. Well, good thing there's a vendor nearby. The smithy vendor's just kind of right around this building here. And type AS for ash. We're going to buy 20, so get that in there. And again, I have to show this every time. That's going to cost 2.4 silver. Got plenty of silver. We're going to throw this in the bench. And at this point, you know, we're just waiting on this to cook, and we're almost ready to go. There's a few other things we need to make. This costs 7 silver for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, you know, you have plenty of stuff that you can run around and do nearby. You can go, you know, like, what does this one say? Kill 5 rams or ravens. They're nearby. You can kill stonehawks. You can go up here, kill mountain lions. It's whatever you want to do. You can continuously grind. Now, for me, I've been playing non-stop, and my butt hurts because I don't have a gamer chair. It's not padded. It's literally it's my girlfriend's, like, dinner table chair. It's made of wood. There's no cushioning, and I have had no breaks this entire video, right? Let me check how long I've been recording. I have now been recording, let's see, about almost a little under 3 hours. So yeah, that's hurt my butt. I'm gonna go stretch and maybe get a snack or something, and by the time I'm done, 9 minutes will have passed. I'll pick it up, go back to town, the first town, pick that up. We should be almost ready to go. Alright, it's been more than 9 minutes. We got the fragments ready to go. We can go back to the main town. Those should also be done cooking. And yeah, we can then assemble the cut gems, which we had to cut them. Only takes about a minute. And the 3 granite weapon molds also only takes about a couple minutes. Alright, picking up the second set of fragments here. There we go. Now, while I was waiting on processing, I did claim more Destiny rewards, so I get some glint. We'll sell that. We're going to store everything, because we have a few more things to craft. I'll show you, don't worry. First is we need to cut 8 rough ruby. So we're just going to pull a stack of ruby out. It doesn't matter. We just need 8. And if we go to this bench, it looks like a pile of bricks. This is the stone masonry bench, and we need to cut gems. We need to cut the rubies. For that, we need gem cleanser. Well, the vendor's right behind us. So we're just going to type GE for gem, and we need 8 of these. So we'll just buy 8 of them. That's 96 copper, very cheap, easily affordable. Then we will cut the 8 ruby and add the ruby. That's only going to take 2.8 silver for 4 minutes worth of time. So be right back. All right, we're going to claim the 8 cut ruby. And now we're going to make 3 granite weapon molds. You can also do basalt weapon mode, but I always just do granite to make it easier to follow. We're going to throw those back in storage. Grab a stack of granite and grab a stack of timber. It doesn't matter which stack. You only need 3. Going to go back over to the stonemasonry, and let me tell you, when you open this sucker, it automatically opens armor mold. We don't want armor mold. We want weapon mold. And we want granite or basalt weapon mold. So that means we need 3 of these. We need a binding resin. So let's go talk to the vendor and type B for binding and buy 3 of these bad boys. Very cheap at 36 copper. Then we're going to go to weapon mold. Once again, weapon mold. I made a mistake in a previous video, and I just keep telling myself, don't do it again. Granite weapon mold. We're going to add the granite. Oh, slide the slider to 3, by the way, before you add it. And then add the timber. And that's going to cost 1.05 silver for 1 minute and 30 seconds of wait time. Now, we need to learn the 2 recipes for the weapons we're going to craft. And if you have done the main story quest up to the point where it says head to Veinbreaker mines, you should have these as a reward. You will have 2 weapon boxes and 2 potion boxes. They have the exact same recipes in them. There's nothing different. So for the potion box, you're going to pick Arcane Potion. And for the other potion box, you don't pick Arcane Potion again. That would be stupid. Instead, pick Might Potion. Then learn both. We're not going to be crafting those. For weapon box, it's hyper, super, mega, ultra important that you learn the correct recipe. Do not mess this up. Pay attention. Wake up. All right. The first one you're going to learn is Wayward Spellbook. All right. The second one that you're going to learn is Wayward Scepter. Don't mess this step up. Learn the 2 recipes because that's what we're going to be making here very, very shortly as soon as we get our weapon mold. There we go. We have the 3 weapon molds, and now this is everything that we need to pull out of storage, all right? So we are going to pull out the 20 anvils essence. We're going to pull out the 8 ruby, and ignore these pack right things. I already, got those, whatever. We're going to pull out the metal fragments. It doesn't matter what metal fragments you have as long as they are metal fragments. So we need 43 total metal fragments. I have 20, 40, and 3. All right, there we go. And all of the timber. So you need to do a little... we can put the granite back in. So pull out all of your timber. We need all that timber. All right. But other than that, we are good to go. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to... Well, bye-bye, Mount. I didn't mean to unsummon you, but that's fine. We can do an air slide into a combat roll. Look at that. We're being slick about it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Arcane Staff icon. This is the Arcane Engineering bench. I'm going to update the screen. There we go. It makes the video easier to follow if I update the text floating at the top. Anyway, you go to the Arcane Engineering bench. It looks like a magical staff. And if we open it and go to Spellbook, we want to craft a Wayward Book of Spells. However, we need a Book's Final Touch, which is purchased at the laboratory vendor right next to it. So we just need to type B for book and then buy 1 Book's Final Touches for 8 plus 4. That's 12 copper. Very cheap. We'll go back to the bench, open up the spellbook, and there we go. We're going to add the timber. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Okay, so, and you're going to add the metal fragments. There we go. Only 13 required. Any cut gem, so we have the 8 rubies, and then any dropped essence, and we have the anvil's essence. With all of this combined, we pay 75 copper, and we craft a book of spells. Very, very good. Next up, just across, we are going over here. Remember this area with the anvil? Well, next to it is the weaponsmithing station. This has a hammer and a sword icon, and we want to craft the Wayward Scepter. But we need a Scepter's Final Touches. Just like before, we go to the vendor, type SC for Scepter, buy one of those bad boys for 12 copper. What a steal. Go back, and now we can craft the Wayward Scepter. We're going to add the metal fragments, all 30 of them. The 7 processed timber, the 3 weapon molds, and the 10 essence. Then we will craft for 75 copper the Wayward Scepter. Now check out this power increase, man. It's good. We go from 397 magic power to 693, 99 magic crit to 173 magic crit. We go from 34 intelligence to 59 intelligence. We also get 334 healing crit power, and hey, we are kind of a healer because we are a bard. Slap that bad boy on. Our scepter goes from 248 magic power to 433 magic power, 83 magic speed to 144 magic speed. We're not really concerned about magic speed, though. 23 int to 40 int. But also we get 223 magical crit chance. Very, very good. So go ahead and slap that on as well, and now we're balling. Now we're big balling. Now what you want to make sure that you do is that you sell your old weapons. Get rid of them so you don't accidentally equip them. Alright, so there we go. And yeah. Now the Wanderer's Scepter you can't sell for some reason, so just throw it away. But now we have a full set of gear this time. We got lucky. We got a helmet. We don't have the 5 out of 5 fortitude. We can still work on that in the Veinbreaker mines. They still drop the same gear that we've been farming. But we have the helmet. We don't have a cape. Yeah, we didn't get a cape drop, unfortunately. So we're not as cool looking as we could be. But we've got earrings, rings. No, we didn't get boots either. We still have the Adventurer boots, which is a bummer. Another thing too is under Adventurer. Once you do enough commissions, you will unlock the Adventurer legging box for better legs. You could also just invite a random person to a party. That's like join a party of players. Just invite someone to your party and then leave party, and you could complete that one and also get the leggings. But I told you at the start of the video, we are not relying on grouping. No grouping allowed. Womp womp. But anyway, let me show you where we're going now. And before we head out, we're going to buy some buff items. Yeah, I got a little hasty there. But anyway, at the laboratory vendor, right next to the magic staff icon, you can buy a few cool things. You can buy potions, mana salves, and health salves. You can also buy scrolls. Scrolls are a buff magical item that you can have one active at a time. For us, we want scrolls of intelligence for more magic damage. So I'm going to buy like 5 of these. These scrolls last 3 hours long. So you don't have to buy that many. I'm just buying 5. We have plenty of silver. Don't worry about it. I also have plenty of... No, I don't have plenty of health potions. I'm going to buy some more. Even though I have a chest here for Adventurer's Health Kit, we can open that and get some more. Boom. There we go. Very cool stuff. The next area is right outside. We're going to go buy some buff food items, which we can have 1 buff food on at a time. And I'll show you where that's at. I don't need to cut the video. I think you can just hang out and listen to my voice. Don't forget to hit up that commission board before you head out. Son, are you winning, son? So the cooking station is the purple cooking pot icon thing right here. Well, the cooking pot is white. The background is purple. You're going to then go to the cookhouse vendor, and you're going to buy these rations. These heal your health and mana. It's like, if you ever played World of Warcraft and you sit down and you ate food, that's what this is. It's just like those clay chunks, but over twice as good. Next up, you're going to buy fruit salad for magic power. And this is a food buff. You can have 1 active food buff at a time. This will increase your magic power by 155, which is a pretty damn good amount. If you want to be tanky, you can go blackberry compote. If you're physical, you can go fresh salad. We're not a physical bard. Don't build physical bard. That's stupid. All right, and we'll go ahead and purchase that for 9 silver. And we're going to make that silver back super quickly because the Veinbreaker mines is lucrative as heck, okay? So where are the Veinbreaker mines? How do we get to the what is this guy? Holy crap, I saw this guy earlier. He's still level 4, dude. He is behind. He was like level 3 when I saw him when I was level 3. And now he's 4 and I'm almost level 8. Yikes. And there's no way he has the gear that we have, okay? Also, if you were to fight someone with the gear that you have, you would roll over them because this gear is overpowered and busted as hell. We are as strong as we can possibly get without a rare monster drop that is a 0.01% chance to drop all the way freaking down here somewhere where it's being constantly farmed by like literally everyone that starts down there. It's a big group zone. We're not going to go down there and do it. That's stupid. At level 10, you get better gear anyway. So let me update the screen for you. Alright, so we are headed to the Veinbreaker mines because that's where the main story quest wants us to go. We also have a commission quest to kill 8 enemies in there somewhere. It's here somewhere. Come on now, where you at? Where are you at? Well, I swear we had it. Yeah, cull 6 enemies in the Veinbreaker mines. Woo! Anyway, here's how you get there. So, from Hammer Rest Trade Outpost, you go south, and then you take the Eastern Fork this way. Following my cursor, you go down here, you jump in the river, and then you swim to shore, and the mines are right there. It's really, really easy to get to, and I'm going to cut ahead to where we jump off the cliff into the river. Alright, here we are at the, we're real close to the edge there. We're right at the cliff's edge of the river. If you jump into water, you take no fall damage, so you can safely jump in there with your mount. You'll be fine. The mount can swim. It won't drown. However, because we're an alpha, you can kind of exploit clever use of game mechanics, my bad. Something else. If you unsummon your mount before you hit the ground, then you'll not take any damage, just like that. And there we go. So the mount peacefully ran away. I took no damage. I can resummon the mount. It's at full HP. Otherwise, your mount would take fall damage and die, and you can't summon it for 10 minutes. Alright, so let me show you how to get to the Veinbreaker mines, because I'm just doing it autopilot. From the river, there is a big old stone wall. You're going to follow that stone wall east, just like I am on the map here. And beyond this little bunch of trees, there is the Veinbreaker mines right in here. Also, this guy's name is Kilgar. That's a hairy partridge character, if you know Newgrounds animators and YouTube animators. Anyway, Kilgar. Alright, this other guy's name is Evil Killer. Okay, that's a little more 5-year-old, but whatever. Anyway, once you're in the mines, there is a quest, and it wants us to pick up 2 strange ore samples. The ore samples are these smoldering rocks on the ground. We'll just go ahead and yoink those real quick. And, yeah, there we go. So, my favorite path in the mines is as soon as you enter the mines, take a hard right and go up this ledge, and there is a bunch... Oh, Calcitooth is up. No, someone's fighting him. It's a level 8 cleric. I know you can't see nameplates. I'm gonna move this right here. No, I don't know. I'll just move it right here. There we go, Veinbreaker Mines. And anyway, Calcitooth, if you see this mob spawn, notice that it has 2 stars. This mob always drops a rare drop for crafting. It also drops... It's worth 9,800 experience to kill it. And it spawns every 5 to 8 minutes after you kill it. This is a level 8 cleric. You can totally solo this. He's got a shield, so I know he's following my guide. Anyway, but my favorite route is you pull all of these rocklings, right? You pull all the rocklings and then you AoE them down. So I'm just gonna doink them with my my scepter, and again, just pull them all. It's pretty simple. Once you've gotten to the edge of the cave where there's a drop off, which is like right here, it kind of looks like this. You'll see some Clayborns down here sometimes. There's a Cinder Clay Sentinel. We're gonna just murder all the rocklings, and these mobs are very easy. I didn't heal myself first, and I'm not doing my proper rotation. But again, they have really good drops, and it's good XP. And these guys, they don't spawn every 20 seconds though. They take a little bit longer. But there we go. We did the quest. We got some drops. We got some. They also drop stone stuff as well, because I mean they're stone monsters, right? So we have completed that objective, and then the main story quest, I need to kill 2 more, so I'll show you that. But anyway, continuing down the cave, the only things that I don't fight are animists if they are elite. So you'll see here that these guys are just regular Cinder Clay enemies. They're level 5. We're used to fighting Cinder Clay enemies, right? However, if I go deeper into the cave, you'll see, let's see, it might not be alive right now. And there's always a lag spike here at this part of the cave. I don't know why. It happens. It's on my computer. You see these Cinder Clay animists and how they have a star next to their name? These are spellcasters. We're not geared to fight a spellcaster. They will boop you around, interrupt your spellcast. They're a real pain in the ass to deal with. You can kill them, however, they are not efficient to kill. They are the only mob that I skip in the whole cave. Other than that, you should be able to pull just about everything. But let me continue deeper down in the cave here. And show you some more mob spawns. I'll show you where Calcitooth also spawns, but once you go down to, I would say this is like the 2nd floor of the mines. Let's, again, let's continue forward. And you could pop your mount out in here. Over in this direction, you're going to see some applicants. You'll see like 3 minecarts in a row and a red light. There is another 2-star elite that spawns over here. It's not there right now, because I guess someone, there's also these applicants put me to sleep, which, took off my menacing melody. Now I'm asleep again. Yeah, and then that dive would have also knocked me on my ass, but you get the idea. Let's cast allocate. Oh yeah, there's a cleric over there farming it. So yeah, right over here where there's 3 minecarts, that's the 2nd spot. And again, I got knocked out again, so I lost my melody. But playing Bard is just painful. Playing solo Bard is painful. Okay. Yeah, it can spawn a giant not a giant, but a pretty big minecart enemy that's easy to deal with. It can spawn a turret enemy that, like, it looks like a helicopter kind of, and it spins around. And then there's a third mob that just looks like one of these cinder clays, but a little bit beefier. And that's the hardest one, but their drops aren't as good. Their XP is not nearly as good either. But you just run through the caves, pull as many enemies as you can that isn't animists. You AoE them down, you heal yourself. It's really, really simple. You'll get to level 8 in no time, especially if you get the Calcitooth tag. As long as you're killing Calcitooth every time he comes up every 8 minutes, then you just make oodles of XP. And yes, every time you go to this part of the cave, it's gonna lag. I don't know why. Also, do note that sometimes these cinder clays, they can't go uphill. So if you pull them up here, sometimes they get stuck and reset. Sometimes they don't. But yeah, we're just gonna pull everybody here and try not to get knocked down, which we got knocked down. Oh, I hate it. Because I gotta recast the melody now. Let's soften them up. And yes, we're taking a lot of damage here, right? We're taking a lot of damage. So you have to, like, learn what you can pull and what you can't. And just note, you know, we can slide away and heal, right? We can, like, slide over here and, you know, pop a heal, pop a shield. And, yeah. I don't think we're making this, actually. So, let's get the hell out of here. Oh, I'm lagging. I'm dead. I'm so dead. Yeah, I'm dead. I pulled too much. And the lag got... If I didn't lag... And again, that's the area. If I didn't lag... then I would have been able to escape. And also, they're killing my mount. So you can unsummon your mount while you're dead. It'll run away. Now, we want to go to the closest area, which is the trade outpost, right? But, again, you're going to come here and pull responsibly. I pulled too much. I lagged. I wasn't healing enough. I didn't shield. I didn't do my rotation. You wouldn't believe how incredibly hard it is to do all this stuff while talking and making a YouTube video and checking your recording to make sure that you're not dropping frames. It's a whole mess. Don't worry about it. And I'm not playing this character after this video. I am not playing Bard. Bard is, in my opinion, the worst character to ever possibly play as a solo player. I have no faith that I will ever make any friends ever again in my life. So I'm just doomed to be a solo player forever. Well, why do you play MMORPGs? Because it's the character progression. I don't want to play Fortnite because when I get all the epic guns and weapons and armor or whatever, it goes away until the next match, and then I have to get it all over again. Whereas a game like this, when it comes out, once I get all the epic armor and the high levels, I get to keep it indefinitely until the game has power creep and oh, there's a raven on my butt. You know, until there's an expansion and then power creep happens. Yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, I'm gonna hit level 8 real quick. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Calcitooth, well, you already saw where he kind of spawns. He spawns in that hallway with all the rocklings, the very first right of the entrance of the cave. So you really want to kind of patrol there and control that spawn. And again, if you play during primetime hours on weekends, I'm playing literally Saturday morning, 10 a.m. There's a lot more people on, so there will be people in these caves. But yeah, that's just the reality of it. That's just what's gonna happen. Yeah, I think we could fight a couple elite mobs here. This is a little 4-man pool. They stole one of mine. It's still trying to come over here though. I don't know why he's fighting these. He might you know, kill more than my damage allows. I'm not sure what he's doing, but it looks like I'm getting credit for him. So yeah, whatever. Again, that's also why we got geared before we came here, so that we can not have our tags stolen, right? Let's see. Oh, he's going up here, right? Well, I'm going up here too. Oh, boy. Oh yeah, he's my tag. Oh yeah, well he's sprinting. I'll sprint. Oh man, yeah. Oh, he shot that one. Yeah, he got me. Oh man. There's like 2 rocklings in here. It's not worth fighting over the spawn. But yeah, just try to find a non-busy part of the cave and then just mash it out. Yeah, here's one of the 2-star mobs, the Chain Wound. Now, unfortunately, someone else grabbed the tag, but yeah, that's just how it is. But yeah, you just gotta rotate between the 2-star mobs, farm them down, and you could solo them. They're not that hard. Calcitooth being the hardest one, and all my other guide videos kind of explain how to fight him. You have to dodge roll the rock throw and stay behind him when he haymakers and he does his seismic slam. That's pretty much all there is to it. Now, one thing that you can do if you just want to build up your resonance, if there's like a lot of... Your biggest attack, your biggest damage dealing ability, the fastest, burstiest thing you can do is your auto attack and blow your resonance on the enemy. And if you want, you can just spam your abilities like this, and you can cancel them by rolling. So you can cast Chilling Lament, you can roll to cancel that, you can heal yourself, you can cast Dark Lullaby, and as long as you have enough stamina to roll, well, you'll be able to cancel it. And then when you want to get a tag on something before someone jumps it or a mage blows it up with a fireball, just, you know, make sure you're auto-attacking and you have that resonance built up already, and you'll just kill things really, really quickly before they get a chance to steal your mob tag. Also, these animists I told you not to fight, whenever they use their knockback spell, it turns off your melody, which means it turns off your resonance. See, here we go. Boom, it's gone. So you have to recast it every single time. It's a pain in the ass. But hey, you know, if there's nothing else in here to kill because there's other groups, then you kind of have to fight these guys. Alright, managed to find a pair of boots, which will finish up the Fortitude set. So here we go. We have 856 HP. When we put this on, we now have 976. Huge upgrade. Let's see, we got a recipe there. We got a random chest from doing whatchamacallit. Oh, by the way, I haven't been using the scroll or the fruit salad or anything. I have been doing this without any consumables. So yeah, we hit pretty freaking hard here. Oh, by the way, we hit level 8, and so now you get to make another decision of what kind of skill you want. So what I like is Mighty Step, and the reason why is whenever you pop a shield, the enemies are going to kill your shield immediately, but whenever they kill your shield, you get a free resonance, which means even more DPS from your auto attack. So this one's really nice. You could also start going Lovely Serenade, which is a nice self-heal, just a pop in between pulls, so you're not just using Jest, which you can then get a Spirited Serenade, which will also give you a shield and temporary HP and all that. So that one's also pretty good. You don't need Endless Jest or Fierce Wit. You just don't need those. And Get Off the Stage deals physical damage, even though it scales with your magic. It's not a lot of damage. It's not worth knocking all the enemies back and having to run up and continue meleeing them. It just sucks, okay? So don't bother with that one. Another thing, too, is if your damage from Dark Lullaby starts getting better and better with the gear you have, you can increase this damage by another 6%, by taking Avert Your Gaze, which will cause the enemies to be shaken and humiliated, as long as you're facing towards them. So that's another option, but again, my favorite is to just go with Mighty Step, and again, we'll do that, and you'll see I'm at 0 resonance. We're aggroing everything, huh? So there we go. We get our shield, pop heals. That shield's already broken. Is it? No, it's about to be broken. There we go. And then, again, that gave us a free resonance, which I don't have Menacing Melody up because they put me to sleep. We'll get Alcarity up. Alacrity, whatever. And now we just attack really, really fast, and they just melt, so there we go. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Bard. That's how to play Bard. That's how to get to level 8. You stay here at the Veinbreaker Mines until you're level 10, and you just grind out the mobs. You can go do Mountain Lions, but they'll knock you down and ruin your melody, which ruins your DPS. But at this point, your gear is so strong. You freaking lag spike. You can see my mouse cursor spinning. You can go do Mountain Lions without Menacing Melody if you want to, simply because your Maddening Dance, your Chilling Laments, your Dark Lullaby, all of those things will deal so much more damage with the gear that we have and the levels we have that all the Mountain Lions will melt. You have so much defense now that they're not going to take us out because we're wearing full heavy armor. We have the physical defense increased by 10%. You can see our physical defense is 17.5 naturally, and then when we block 15% of the time, it increases it by 25. So we have around 40% damage reduction whenever you block. We have, you know, we're almost at 1k HP. We have, for a caster, that's pretty damn good. Even your regular auto attacks, like the Mountain Lions, I didn't mean to slide off the mount, but even your auto attacks are just, the Mountain Lions cannot stand it at this point. And yeah, the Mountain Lions are level 3 and we're level 8, but hey, grinding low-level mobs is still efficient until you're level 10, so you can go knock that out. They have good drops. I wish I had a cape drop to show you that, but I don't. But we got everything else, so that's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Bard. You know, you can heal your friend. If you have any friends, you can heal them. You can buff them up. You can become a mana battery. All that would be a separate Bard video. This video has to get... Oh, listen, I hate Bard. Bard is my least favorite class in the whole damn game. I think it's stupid. It's the least solo viable class. If this video gets a lot of views, I'll be forced financially to make more Bard videos. But right now, the videos that are winning are the Rogue videos and the Fighter videos and the Cleric videos, which are my top 3 picks and the top 3 classes I'd rather play, so I'd rather honestly make those. But anyway, there's a few other things before I let you go here, and that is, listen, I have no friends, no family, no life, no obligations, no job. All I do is make these YouTube videos. So, that means if you have any questions about the game, preferably keep your questions related to the video, but any questions you may have at all, I read every single comment. That's all I do. I sit here and refresh my YouTube page all day, every day. That's literally the only social interaction I get, okay? Besides talking to a cashier at a grocery store or like a couple dudes that work at an arcade that I do my cardio at. Yes, I do cardio exercise at an arcade, so what? Anyway, the most recent comment was 13 minutes ago by Astaroth_J8544, who commented on the Summoner Guide, who says, "Hey bro, love the videos, but can you do part 2 of each class, like what to do at 10 to 15? I found it hard to do anything else after the guide due to lack of content in North region, so I took a hour-long walk down the other starting zone stealthed up." I don't know how he stealthed as a summoner, but hey, that is what it is. So yeah, there you go. His comment got read. Yours could be too, so make sure you leave a comment. Also, there's another thing that you need to do, and that is you gotta like the video. I know every YouTuber ever is like the video, blah, 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 right? Listen, the reason I'm telling you to like the video isn't for their reason. Okay, I don't care about the video spread. Well, I kind of do, but you know what I mean. Okay, so the reason why I want you to upvote the video is this game is a sandbox MMORPG. If you are unaware, people like to gatekeep information in sandbox MMORPGs. People want you stupid, dumb, weak, undergeared, underleveled, and broke so they can beat you up and take your stuff and walk all over you with their fancy schmancy little guild, okay? They hate me for giving you precious info that will make you stronger and level up faster, and they don't like it, so they downvote the video. The guildies, the clan guys, the normies, the redditors, they hate information videos. If you ever go to Reddit and ask for info on how to efficiently play a sandbox game, they always tell you the wrong answer because they don't want you as smart as them. But I do, because a rising tide raises all ships. And, you know, maybe I can learn something. Once everyone's efficient, maybe someone will find an even more efficient way to do something. And so we all learn together. And so do your part and leave a like on the video, just as a big middle finger to those clannies, those guildies, those normies that want to gatekeep information. All right? I can't do it without your help. Finally, the last thing I'm going to ask of you, not to subscribe, not to donate, that'd be cool, but I don't expect it, is to click the video on the right side of your screen. If you don't, you know what's going to happen? The next time you go out to eat fast food, and you get like a little paper bag that has your burger and fries in it, well, you're going to grab the bag from the top, and the burger and fries are going to fall out the bottom of the bag and spill all over your car and grease it all up. So make sure you click that video on the right side of your screen right now. If you don't, it will happen to you in the next 2 years, and when it happens, you can come back to this video and be like, "Oh man, you got me." Yes, it's a curse. I'm a wizard. That's how we do things. So I'll see you later. Here's a kiss on your forehead so you have a good day. Mwah. See you later, guys.